Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good day to all my viewers. Welcome back to the Down Battery Show with a topic today that has been probably one of the most important aspects that has played a major role in the society since the time the society had actually begun its existence. This is around disability जो kamiयां खामियां or जो like the problems which a person faces due to his disability and the problems which the people put on him because of his disability. So the reason I took this topic up is on a special request by one very close friend of mine. And when I had spoken with him yesterday, he was telling about the different kind of challenges disabled people feel from the society and from within. See, disability is not something which needs to be made fun of. Disability is not something which is like, see, the silence itself tells that this topic itself is so deep that even before commenting on it or even before speaking on it, the pain comes in you automatically. Despite such situation, what is happening in our society today is this is made fun of, this is being targeted, and this is actually being used as a topic of gossip. I'm not talking about everyone. People, those who realize and understand how deep the subject is, will definitely agree to me that out of 10 people, at least 5 people follow this. On this note, even before I start today's topic and continue a little more further on it, a honest suggestion and feedback I would like from all my viewers, because I'm very soon planning. I've just got a concept in my mind, and I'm planning on that concept to get kids from the age of 6 to 10, even younger if the parents feel comfortable, but kids from the age of 6 to 10, to get on this platform, to get them on this platform and try and speak to them, to actually like get that sense of, what do you say, get that sense of the feeling from them, what was actually going through their innocent minds during this period of lockdown, and if some constructive activity was done by these kids. So on that note, I'm telling it at the starting of my show itself is because I have a lot of well-wishers out there who would definitely guide me whether to take this topic or not, or how exactly the show can be done. Let's continue with the topic on hand today. It's about disability. See, there is two types of disability is what people say, but according to me, there would be two types of disability written and one type of disability that is actually there. Means you don't recognize that it's a disability, but people who see you do. Disability in the mind, disability in the body is fine. But the biggest disability that is becoming the biggest curse on the society today is disability in character. So today's show, any panelists who are going to join, the show is going to be around this topic, that is disability. I see Vishrutji in the comments. Vishrutji, if you want to join, you're most welcome. I would be requesting you to please come on the stream and give your version out. And I see Mitras is also speaking about the topic being good. I indeed do understand that the topic is really good, because this topic needs to be discussed in the right way and the right message has to be passed. So let me get a little. Exactly like what Vishruji said, it is not disability, it is differently abled, but it is we the people, we the onlookers, not me. We means not me, you, or anyone, but the mindset of certain people who actually make fun of them in such a way that whatever little self confidence is left in them, that goes for a toss. That is an entire different topic, subject, and tangent altogether. But at the end of the day, what is really important is how do we understand this and how do we find a solution to this. I have Vishrutji on the stream. Welcome, Vishrutji. Please go ahead. Vishrutji, you're on mute. Please unmute yourself and speak, sir. Vishrutji?
Can you hear me, guys? Or you have, if you have anyone.
Yes, yes, we do. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, so Dhruv, first thing, when you talk about disability, yeah, so disability is like kind of a a deprecated term in today's world. It is called differently abled because what a person could do without two hands and paint a gorgeous picture, we all know, right? It's all about in the brain. So I would not encourage that. This is my view again, and I have seen many people with with such conditions, and they are way better than us, as we call us as a normal humans. Person without a leg, born by that condition, different, and also the ones who were born as a normal, but due to some accident or some wrongdoings, they have lost their limbs or their brain, the way the brain functions, but they have adapted. I would also call it people with vision impair.
Yeah.
They have very high hearing senses,
No,
but
that is. Yes, sir. Please continue. They have very high hearing senses. Please continue. I'm sorry.
the thing is,
Vishrutji?
like, I'm still not sure, like, what is your topic. Like, I could only see I could only see that down battery show. This is my suggestion that you can put that as a banner, but also mention about the topic, like what we are talking about. And it's a really good topic where people are also, well, mostly everywhere in the world, even though they say, yeah, I have a sympathy. Do not have a sympathy. You just have treat them as the way they are. And I have learned that after I came to Australia. I was the
No,
same.
no, exactly, Vishrutji. See, the topic today, I had put it on the banner when the on the introduction, like when I had released it out on Twitter and other platforms. The topic that I wanted to take up here today is disabled people are not disabled actually. The people who think they are disabled, no, their mindset is disabled. This is the message I want to pass through this subject because a person who is not having both his legs, hands, whatsoever, still fights for himself, still fends for himself is much better than a person who is having everything and doing nothing.
Correct. So my suggestion would be, let's because the word, I don't know if you believe in that, but words make huge difference. इफ यू यूज अभी अंग्रेजी में बात करेंगे तो डिसेबल्ड बोलेंगे तो बोलेंगे कि ये दिव्यांग है या वगैरह वगैरह. दिव्यांग भी ये हो गया है, वर्ड हो गया हिंदी में. ठीक है.
नहीं
तो
सर, नहीं सर, एक्चुअली देखिए हमारा जो अभी समाज में क्या हो रहा है ना, सिर्फ शब्द बदल रहे हैं. शब्द के पीछे का जो एहसास है ना वो बदल नहीं रहा है. We have used the beautiful term called as differently abled, but how many actually follow that and how many actually respect that is the biggest question mark in the society today. Differently abled बुलाने से नहीं होता है.
No,
Differently abled.
I say so. No, I agree with your point. But what I'm saying is, if you keep using it, it takes time, right?
नहीं
It
सर,
takes time to say if I say that your left hand is not your left hand, I see it as your right hand because my right hand is towards your left hand,
exactly,
right?
that is your perspective. That is your perspective. हंड्रेड
है ना?
परसेंट सर.
So more we say certain stuff, more positivity that we bring, people will eventually understand. They will say, okay, differently है बराबर उसको ये मेरे मम्मी डैडी, मेरे जो डैडी है वो भी कहते हैं ये यार, अरे यार इसको हेल्प करो यार, डिसेबल है. मैं बोल डिसेबल नहीं है यार. दे नेवर आस्क फॉर हेल्प. वो दिखाओ ही मत. ठीक है, फर्स्ट थिंग मेरे हिसाब से तो यहाँ पे भी है. मैंने भी जब नया नया आया था तो आई ट्राई टू हेल्प एंड दे से नो आई एम फाइन, एंड दे आर वेरी रिस्पेक्टफुली डिनाइंग योर हेल्प, which I felt so much. I said, "Yup, man." एक टाइम पे ऐसा हुआ कि like I wish I was like you. The way you were maneuvering, you know, whatever जो चेयर पे थे और whatever जो भी था, और you know किसी के वो डाउन सिंड्रोम्स होता है या जो भी होता है, you know, फिजिकली हम देख के ऐसे नॉर्मल ह्यूमंस का वही है कि देख के ऐसे बोलो कि साला यार, हाँ यार इसको जरूरत है. जो दयालु है वो है, पर जो इविल सोल्स है वो बोलेंगे कि हट साला ये तो वो है, यू नो, वैसा है. So there are two different species, as you would agree, right? There are two
100.
types of souls on this planet: good soul and evil souls.
नहीं, the good soul and evil soul, instead of that I would put it like this: a sarcastic soul and
कोई मिडल में नहीं है,
a
मिडल में नहीं है, मिडल में हो सकता है.
नहीं, a critical soul. A person who is a critic now, Vishrut bhai, he is someone who will actually try to
क्रिटिक,
improve
क्रिटिक,
you.
यस यस. नास्तिक जैसे. नास्तिक, हाँ, जैसे मैं वो हूँ, मैं बीच का हूँ. मैं सबको एनालाइज करता हूँ. एज यू वुड हैव नोटिस, मेरे जो भी क्वेश्चन से चाहे कोई चैनल पे मेरे को ब्लॉक कर दे, आई डोंट केयर, पर्सनली केयर, यू नो. मेरे को वो इम्पैक्ट ही नहीं करता कि मेरे को क्या बोलता है, कैसे करता है. पर हाँ, जो चीज गलत है कि जैसे समवन इज ट्राइंग टू से ओके यार, ये कैसे दौड़ेगा, रेस कैसे दौड़ेगा, पैर ही नहीं है. हाँ, दैट्स व्हाई सी वी हैव नाउ पैरा ओलंपिक्स
Exactly,
टू
sir.
मैच द कैपेबिलिटी. पहले कोई सोच ही नहीं रहा था. पहले तो सब ऐसे ही कह रहे थे कि किसी जो एथलीट था कि जो मैं दौड़ सकता हूँ, मैं नंबर 1 आ सकता हूँ, पर फॉर वट एवर रीजन कुछ भी हो, द पर्सन लॉस द लेग्स, एंड देन अगर वो ऐसे बैठा रहेगा तो ओके नहीं यार अभी मैं नहीं दौड़. वो एक मेंटल है, क्योंकि ब्रेन से सब कुछ हो रहा है, राइट? एवरीथिंग व्हाट वी टॉक, व्हाट वी डू, व्हाट यू आर टॉकिंग, व्हाट यू आर डूइंग, what your intentions, everything comes from your, you know, the main lobe जो दो होता है ना, the behind lobe, जो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, साइंटिफिक टर्म मेरे को नहीं आती. छोटा दिमाग और बड़ा दिमाग, राइट?
छोटी सोच और बड़ा दिमाग, सर. एग्जैक्टली राइट. सी
हाँ, छोटा
गुंजन जी
दिमाग
ने
नहीं, आई विल टेल यू वन थिंग, ध्रुव हियर, कि छोटा दिमाग जो होता है ना, इट इज सो पावरफुल, जो जहाँ पे अपनी मेमोरीज जो अगर आईटी में, आई डोंट नो व्हाट्स योर बैकग्राउंड, बट आईटी में भी जो कंप्यूटर जितने भी बनाए ना, चार्ल्स बाबेज जिसका नाम था, उसने बनाए थे फर्स्ट कंप्यूटर, राइट? तो उस जो अभी हाईटेक जो कंप्यूटर्स आ रहे हैं, जो भी, अब कोई भी देख लो, गेमिंग देख लो, वो भी देखो, उसमें होता है रैंडम एक्सेस मेमोरी होती है जिसे रैम कहते हैं. सब लोग अभी वो लैपटॉप देखने जाते बोलते कि कितना जीबी रैम है. साला हार्ड ड्राइव नहीं पूछता कि कितना फास्ट प्रोसेस करता है वो. हाँ, that is the random access memory, and this is something for you if you are aware of it, well and good. If not, then it's something for you know to learn.
एग्जैक्टली विश्रुत भाई, यू टुक अ वेरी वैलिड पॉइंट. ये जो छोटा दिमाग होता है, जिसको हम कभी कभी सबकॉन्शियस माइंड भी बोलते हैं, that is the
Correct.
most important part of our body, because
Yes.
that keeps all the memories what we had. Certain times what happens is हम कुछ इंसिडेंट करते हैं, भूल जाते हैं, पर ये सबकॉन्शियस मेमोरी जो है हमारी, वो हमें उसी इंसिडेंट से रिलेट करता है, and that makes us realize why we were wrong and what corrections we need to do. I have
Correct.
Gunjan, I have a beautiful comment from Gunjan ji. It's flashed up for you. I want your inputs on this, Vishrut ji.
Feel, and he also feel. So I'm trying to read like my best friend. Maybe she typed it a bit quick. Polio
No,
patient.
I'll read it out for you. My best friend was a polio patient. I feel he and all such people are more mentally strong, and God gives them a different strength. I was mentally a weak person, and he helped me in many ways. So,
Yeah. Okay, good. So again, so Gunjan, you know, I think spoken to you on Varun's shows I think long time back, and I know your story. You know, you have this, you have disclosed, and that is your own perspective. But I
Yeah.
totally agree. Okay, people with ये limbs क्या है, like जो अपने को बोलते हैं स्कूल में बोलते हैं, right, के five senses है. लेडीज को क्यों बोलते हैं कि सिक्स सेंसेस है, एंड आई टोटली एग्री एंड आई टोटली बिलीव इन इट कि विमेन जो डिफरेंट स्पीसीज है मैन से, they have a sixth sense. And if you notice, if you try to stare a girl, okay, this is for Dhruva and also you, Gunjan, you would know, and they will literally, whatever they are doing, if you are even like, checking them out or whatever. Sorry, is that okay if I just, I'm not going to be like kind of a crude here, but I will just say that they have the sixth sense, whereas for men, men, they will not have that sense which girl is checking them out. Okay, so एक sense होती है, extra sense दी है women में. Coming back to your comment, exactly, the mind is so much powerful that whoever has given us, rather alien bolo या God bolo, भगवान bolo, कोई भी bolo, there is a power above us, and this is my personal view and opinion, and I have lived with that ever since I gained consciousness in terms of what's happening around us. We have to rely, and we have to nourish this powerful, thing that is happening, and so many people have done that. उसको काफी सारे नाम भी दिए गए हैं कि उसको इल्यूमिनाटी बोलो, या हो सकता है, आई डोंट नो मैन, कि उसको वो बोलो, ये बोलो. But if you lose your limbs are controlled by brains. The brain does not give a damn if you lose your hand or a finger or a leg. Brain has got a job that, okay, the consciousness within the brain has got it has got a thing to say, okay, I'm serving this individual here. I make sure that this individual, male, female, animal, जो भी हो, they survive. So the battle is for survival. This is my personal view and opinion and my observations and my research.
Okay,
So,
Gunjan ji,
sorry, go ahead.
बोलिए विश्वजीत जी, please finish your thought. I'm sorry.
So basically, what people are doing is, as you said, as I said, like जो छोटा दिमाग होता है, the lower lobe in our brain, it stores all the temporary memories. When I say that, okay, Dhruv, now you know me because now my name is in your upper lobe of your brain.
Exactly.
Yeah, now it has given that message. Okay, जैसे पहले बार बोलते कि hi, my name is Vikrant, my name is Vaishnavi or whatever, right? Okay, Vaishnavi. But when after a few in a meeting or so, you will see, observe everything. Then after 2 hours, you will ask, what is your name, right? I remember something, right? So that's your temporary memory, but it's still stored there. It has not passed on the message to your brain. तो वही है कि now we have to what is the word, we have to nourish our small brain. तो मेरे को जब भी होता है ना, तो मैं पीछे अपने दिमाग को I just touch it and I just try to remember कि क्या था. I forget the name, man. क्या था, maybe it has not passed, and believe me or not, I get the name or I get the memory back. I press with my first finger from my left hand or a right hand, does not matter. I just press it and I just close my eyes and I ask for it. What was it? That I forgot. And it gives me a literally that, yep, it comes to my mind. So it is, whether we call that we are aliens or maybe, I don't know. There are so many theories popping around here and there in this world. If we are a species of aliens. Maybe not. I don't know. But it is a fact that I have tried by myself. If something that you forget, but if you focus, your upper lobe is onto something like drugs, या वो चीज. Then if you lose your limbs, your lower mind is so much lazy to say, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you a depression that you are a useless fellow. You can't do anything about it.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Now, Vishrutji, let's get to Gunjanji. She's on the show stream for the last 5 minutes. Gunjanji,
Yeah,
please go
absolutely.
ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Kunjan. Go ahead. I will just put myself on mute.
Yeah, Gunjanji, please go ahead.
So I'll share this. I'll share this story. This is my personal experience. So I had a very nice childhood. But after I was very attached to my grandfather. So he left me in a very in a very bad circumstances. Like, I was a very pampered child, and after that, I unconsciously did not realize that this incident had mentally affected me. So it took me good amount of 14 years to realize that this is depression, because this depression thing is such a big taboo that we keep on telling ourselves that nahi yaar, ye temporary phase hota hai. So it's like a good amount of 14 years that I had to realize that okay, this is a serious problem. But when I met this Vishnuji knows that I am a divorced and I have had abusive relationships because in search of love. So I always felt that there is something lacking in my life, and mentally, yes, it was. I used to always look for love around, especially the male parts. They were not very good. So I joined MBA, and this was my first encounter with a physically disabled person. So the first time he got up, he was pulling my leg. We were in a classroom. He started limping, and a person who has had mental issues but used to see every person very normal. I used to see people physically very normal, but mentally everybody around me was not normal. I hope you're able to understand. So I said that why is he limping? So I said, are you hurt? So he says, no, I am a polio infected person. So over the period of time, we became very good friends. He became a support system, and I went back to tell him that I had to leave my home, and he was a big support to me. He told me that Gunjan, you've committed suicide so many times. I was a child, and and he was from Haryana. He says, I had four brothers and sisters, out of which no one was given any medication. And when I realized, coming from Panipat, and he had bruises all over, like when we say na, I had cut my vein or I had jumped from a building, I did it at the age of 16. This child, when he was encountered, एक साल के बच्चे को पता ही नहीं है कि पोलियो क्या होता है. So he says, I used to bang my head towards the walls. His entire, because we were in a relationship over the period, I can say that he's one person after my mom who I trust wholeheartedly. So like, we are no more in a relationship. But he said that I could I could physically see what that pain is. He's putting those crutches in his this. He cannot wear normal shoes, but not. I am a mentally weak person, but I could not see, even he is supporting me. Can you imagine those kind? Why I say he's a very strong person? Not only he, every person who is given some kind of physical disability, God has given them some kind of a physical strength that they actually can uplift us. This is the irony of the situation, that हम लोग हमेशा सोचते रहते हैं कि भगवान ने मुझे कुछ नहीं दिया. भगवान ने हमें दो टांगे दिए, हमें हमारी पूरा सब कुछ सलामत है, फिर भी हम कहते रहते हैं यार मैं तो डिप्रेशन में हूँ. यहाँ पे एक बंदा है जिसकी एक टांग नहीं चलती, वो एक जूता दूसरे जूते जैसा पहन नहीं सकता. He wears a normal shoe on right leg. There may be people who are wearing two different like those clutches kind of a thing, but he had no remorse for his life. He is working in a bank. He is doing good for himself. He has, I will not say that he has had a very good life, but he is a support system for everyone around him. He has always been there. And हम लोग, मेरे को लगता था कि मैं अपने जीवन में ये सोचती रहती हूँ, यार मेरे साथ तो भगवान ने कितना बुरा किया, मेरे साथ क्या हुआ, इससे बुरा नहीं हो सकता किसी इंसान के साथ। और उसमें भी वो इंसान, that person is so happy in his life that he is trying to be a positive attitude towards life. And but when that person would have encountered बैंगिंग द डोर, 1 साल का बच्चा अपना दीवार पीट रहा है अपने, बिकॉज द सोसाइटी इज टेलिंग हिम, ओ यू आर अ पोलियो पेशेंट. So how a society looks at such people is something that we need to change. Even if you are mentally ill, I have not been able to get acceptance that it's okay to be depressed. There are three hormones in our brain that can get affected through a shock or some kind of a thing, because we keep on telling ourselves, नहीं यार गुंजन देखो डिप्रेशन नहीं हो सकता, there is nothing called depression. That side keeps on getting aggravated, whether it's a mentally a mental issue, whether it's a physical issue. Our society is not ready to accept that there is some kind of a weakness. And the society, हम सोसाइटी का पार्ट हैं, आपको हमको सपोर्ट करना चाहिए, ये नहीं बोलना चाहिए कि ये चीज होती नहीं है. आज तक लोग मुझे ये बोलते हैं कि गुंजन डिप्रेशन कुछ होता ही नहीं है. A person who has jumped at the age of 16 from a floor because she did not want to live, no reason, but still accept that there might be something. किसी को शौक तो नहीं है ना मरने का, कुछ तो ऐसा हुआ होगा हमारे दिमाग में या हमारी बॉडी में कि हमने अपने जीवन को खत्म करने की, इतने अच्छे जीवन को खत्म करने की कोशिश की. वेदर इज अ फिजिकल डिसेबिलिटी और अ मेंटल डिसेबिलिटी, आवर सोसाइटी नीड्स टू सपोर्ट सच पीपल. Maybe mental disability is something that we can deal with, but physical disability, society keeps on telling such people, अरे तुम पोलियो पेशेंट हो, you are an autistic child. I know so many disabled children, and they look with pity. They are not looking for pity for us, rather we people who need their support. I feel, मेरे को ये लगा कि मेरे को उसने इतना सब, आज भी he
नहीं
supports me
गुंजन
the
जी,
way he supports me.
nahi, to come in between here, I'm sorry, you gave a beautiful thought process. See, my own personal encounter with mentally disabled kids, or what you say, this special ability, specially gifted children was, they taught me how to enjoy the minutest to the minutest joys in life. When there is one child counseling center, I would not name the place or the city or
Yes.
the state, but I visited a child counseling center. These people did not know how to make paper boats. Okay, so the team which visited there taught them how to make this paper boats. We needed like that additional 2 hours of time to teach them, but once the kids learned, the smile they gave and the way they actually started telling some other kid who was not a part of that workshop on how to make a paper boat, that actually made me
Yeah.
realize that God has given me so much that we just need to be grateful. Priyanka ji, I want your inputs here.
I will just
Uh,
take 1 minute of yours, last, and then I'll go. I got married at the age of 23 and I got divorced within a span of 1 year. So, what I am today, because my mom is a teacher and she got me into a particular NGO. To be very frank, if those kids would not have been there, at that point of time, I had no will to live. I said, everything is finished for me. So, that point of time, I encountered these NGOs, and whatever I was earning 5,000 rupees that time. And whatever I was doing it for them. And in return, what I got, today I can say, if I am alive, it's because of those kids. Because unknowingly, I did not have anything, but I used to spend time with them. And over the period of time, you kind of realize, you go to these doctors, and I told that doctor that, why have you come to me? I said, I want to remain happy. That happiness wala question nobody understands, that you have money, you have everything in your life, but you feel that अंदर से वो hollowness, that I am not happy. I don't know whether I can make you understand or not. That happiness thing, that mental thing, that when it comes and when you sit with these kids now, something, they send some blessings or what, that I feel that if I am alive, if I am happy today, in whatever circumstances I am, it is because of these kids. They have sent some blessing to God Almighty and made me some kind of a physically and a mentally little strong person, I feel. I'll just end it at that. Thank you so much, everyone,
And
for letting me speak.
Gunjanji, please be on the stream.
Sure,
Welcome
sure.
viewers. Good evening once again. I'm sorry I had. No, please be on the stream. Priyanka ji, please go ahead.
Uh, Here we are talking about, sorry to ask, it's like a physical disability or mental disability, or it's on total, just want to clarify this.
This
Is
is
that
total.
so?
It is total disability. I
Okay.
request Vishrut and Gunjanji. I request you to mute your headsets because there is honking sound in the background. So non-speakers, please mute your headsets. Humble request, sir.
Yes, I definitely feel that कि ये फिजिकल डिसेबिलिटी और ये कुछ नहीं होता है। हाँ, मेंटली डिसेबिलिटी में इश्यूज तो आते हैं डेफिनेटली। They can't think that fast, or they can't analyze things fast. But if we think that they are lesser than us, I am sorry, they are not. I have seen that, and I am also a physically disabled person अगर आप बोलें तो, क्योंकि मेरी 3 उंगलियां नहीं है। तो मैंने भी मेरे लाइफ में बहुत चैलेंजेस फेस किए हैं। बचपन से बहुत सारी कमेंटिंग सुनी है मैंने, और बहुत सारी बातें आपके दिमाग में फीड कर दी जाती हैं बचपन से। एज वी नो, इस पे मैं बहुत बार आई हैव स्पोकन इट सेवरल टाइम्स दैट our culture is like that. It makes us dependent on others. How you will survive? अरे तुम्हारी शादी कैसे होगी? आप 6 साल की बच्ची से बोल रहे हो तुम्हारी शादी कैसे होगी? Wherever you go, people don't ask about your health, your study. They talk about your fingers. अरे ये कैसे हुआ, ये क्या हुआ? एंड दे टॉक सो मच, इतना एक्सट्रीम में चले जाते हैं कि पिछले जन्म के कुछ कर्मा होंगे। हाउ यू नो कि उसके क्या कर्मा थे, क्या नहीं थे? आर यू सम स्पिरिचुअल पर्सन? वो उसको पूरा डायसेक्ट, उसकी पूरी मतलब पास्ट और उसका पिछला जन्म सब डायसेक्ट हो जाता है वो उस एक मतलब उस चीज पे बेस्ड होके। तो ये चैलेंजेस तो मैं खैर बचपन से ही फेस करते आई हूँ। इट्स नॉट दैट बिग थिंग, but yes, one thing which develop uh, in such people is the survival skill. How I have to survive. Like when I used to don't have 3 fingers in my left hand, and I was a left handy in childhood. So that was biggest challenge for me, how to write from left hand, क्योंकि आपके साथ पास में सिर्फ एक अंगूठा और एक उंगली रह गई है। तो अब जो लेफ्ट हैंडर होता है वो उसका काम राइट हैंड के तरह ही काम करता है। लेफ्ट हैंड, आप सारे काम लेफ्ट हैंड से ही करते हो। So that was biggest challenge for me, but then I had my own ways to adopt. When I went to gym, I could not do pull ups because मैं उस रॉड पे उतना वेट नहीं डाल सकती हूँ। बट आई पुश्ड माई माइंड के नहीं, तुम्हें करना है, करना है। तो वो अपने आप सिस्टम्स डेवलप हो जाते हैं अपने आप। तो मेरी जो थंब है और जो मेरी फिंगर है वो इतनी स्ट्रांग हो चुकी है कि मतलब उसने उस पूरे हाथ की जगह ले ली है। व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड टाइपिंग ऑन कंप्यूटर, आई हैड सो मेनी चैलेंजेस, आई कुड नॉट टाइप फास्ट। So then I had to learn my own ways to type. Then slowly and slowly my typing became so fast कि मुझे खुद ही रियलाइज नहीं हुआ कि जब मैंने अपनी जॉब स्टार्ट की थी इनिशियल स्टेज पे, और उसके 3 साल बाद मेरी टाइपिंग इतनी फास्ट हो गई कि जब मैं बैठकर व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू सिट एंड टाइप, तो मेरे आसपास वाले बोलते थे कि मैम आप कितना फास्ट टाइप करते हो, जो कि मुझे कभी रियलाइज ही नहीं हुआ कि मेरे में ये चीज आ चुकी है, अपने आप आ चुकी है। तो सर्वाइवल स्किल्स अपने आप इतने स्ट्रांग हो जाते हैं कि समटाइम्स वी डोंट फील के हमें किसी एक्सटर्नल सोर्स की ज़रूरत है हमें कुछ सिखाने के लिए, एंड विच हैज़ मेड मी अ सेल्फ डिपेंडेंट पर्सन। एक सेल्फ स्टडी करना, अभी जैसे मुझे व्हेन आई वाज इन कॉलेज आल्सो, तो मैं क्लासेस में भी उतना जाती थी, लेकिन मैं सेल्फ स्टडी पे ज्यादा डिपेंड थी। जब तक मैं खुद उस चीज को खुद से स्टडी नहीं कर लेती थी, मेरे पास रीजन नहीं होते थे उसको एब्जॉर्ब करने के लिए, तब तक मैं उसको नहीं कर पाती थी। तो मेरे लिए सेल्फ स्टडी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो गया था बजाय इसके कि कोई गाइड करे। आज के टाइम में भी ऐसा ही होता है, अगर मेरे को कुछ स्टडी करना होता है तो मुझे अगर ऑनलाइन में क्लासेस भी अटेंड कर रही हूँ, तो मुझे जो गाइड बताएगा ना उसको भी मैं जाकर वापस दोबारा थॉरोली पूरा स्टडी करती हूँ। तो ये अपने आप ऐसे लोगों में सर्वाइवल स्किल्स डेवलप हो जाते हैं। एंड सेकेंडली, क्योंकि कमी होती है आपके बॉडी में या फिजिक में, तो देन यू बिकम एन एम्पैथ। आपको दूसरों के प्रति आप थोड़े इमोशनल हो जाते हो, सोसाइटी को लेके थोड़ा इमोशनल हो जाते हो। सोसाइटी में अगर कुछ गलत हो रहा होता है तो वो आपको बहुत जल्दी दिखने लग जाता है, आप एब्जॉर्ब करने लग जाते हो उसको कि यार ये गलत है ये सही है। तो मैं तो ये कहूंगी, मतलब मीन्स आई कांट से कि फिजिकली हैंडीकैप्ट होना कोई गलत। मुझे अब ये चीज ना, एक हो ना किसी के साथ ऐसा कभी ना हो, लेकिन मुझे ना एक तरह से ये इट्स अ ब्लेसिंग इन अ डिसगाइज कि आप में एक कमी है। हम जीने के अलग तरीके खोज लेते हैं। मैंने आई स्टडीड इन अ न्यूज़पेपर दैट देयर वाज अ बॉय since childhood. There is some static actually, some noise.
No, that's what people, those who are
There,
not speaking on the show, please mute your headsets. And when your chance comes to speak, you please go ahead and speak because there's a lot of static and that echoes as well. It's a humble request. Please, guys. Yeah, Priyanka ji, please go ahead. And once Priyanka ji is done, Rainman, you go next. Yeah,
so
Priyanka ji.
there is. So I studied in a newspaper that a boy was paralyzed from his both hands and legs. The only thing he could do is he can speak, but he was good at mathematics and computer. So he told his parents that I want to give exams, and उसकी sister उसके लिए एग्जाम लिखने के लिए जाती थी, और वो सारे एग्जाम्स सारे क्वेश्चंस खुद सॉर्ट आउट सॉल्व करता था वर्बली। एंड वो उसने जो डिसेबल्ड जो कोटा होता है उसमें उसने टॉप किया है, एंड नाउ ही इज वर्किंग इन सम गुड एमएनसी एट अ वेरी गुड पोजीशन। सो इट इज जस्ट इन माइंड ऑफ द पीपल। सो मेरे को खुद कई बार ये लगता है कि जो लोग नॉर्मल होते हैं ना वो दिमाग से ज्यादा डिसेबल है, क्योंकि उनकी सोच बहुत गंदी होती है कई बार। वो इतना एक्सट्रीम तक दे जज यू, दे डोंट नो अबाउट योर लाइफ, दे आर नॉट इन माई शूज बट दे वॉन्ट टू जज मी,
That is
दे
the biggest
जस्ट
mistake.
वॉन्ट टू जज।
Yeah,
यस
that is the biggest mistake
दे
which every human being does, right?
यस यस
अपने पैर के नीचे भले ही पंपकिन सड़ रहा हो, वो दूसरों के घर के नीचे जाके उनके घर के नीचे जो अपना गुड़ दाल है ना, लाइक मूंग दाल, वो चुनते हैं, वो चुगते हैं अपने पैर।
एग्जैक्टली दे विल नॉट। हाँ ध्रुवा जी, दे विल नॉट थिंक कि भैया आ- आपने मुझसे खाली एक बार इंटरेक्ट किया, दो बार इंटरेक्ट किया, आपने मेरे पूरे लाइफ को जज कर लिया, मेरे पर्सनालिटी को जज कर लिया। अरे ये अकेले रहती है, शी इज सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम हर पेरेंट्स, इसने इसके पेरेंट्स का कंप्लेन किया है, शी इज डिसेबल, ये तो अपने पाप भुगत रही है, एंड ऑल एंड ऑल एंड ऑल। अरे तुम्हारे घर में तुम कुत्ते बिल्ली की तरह लड़ते हो, तुम्हें वो नहीं दिखता है। तुम औरतों पे, तुम्हारी बीवियां हैं अच्छी खासी, तुम दूसरी लड़कियों पे नजर मारते हो, तो वो जो गंद है ना वो यहाँ पर है। एंड आई हेल्प्ड दैट सेम फैमिली इन कोविड। जो लोग मुझे गलत बोल रहे थे उनको अब मैंने अभी थोड़े टाइम पहले कोविड में हेल्प किया है। तो किसके दिमाग में गंदगी है? They are still dependent on me. They call me disabled, but they are still dependent upon me.
That is the irony of the society, Priyanka ji. Rainman, I would like to come to you now. You were one of the people who suggested this topic to me. Please go ahead and share your views, sir.
Can you hear me now? Sorry.
Yes, please go ahead.
Apologies for being late. I did want to come on earlier and contribute, but I just had some things in the way, and I got the wrong impression of the time. But okay. First of all, the name Rain Man. Can you just guess why I picked that name?
It is something which you have to spread light on, brother. I am actually not able to get why you have gotten that name on.
Okay. If you remember a movie from the 90s, an Oscar-nominated movie by that same name, starring Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise.
I do. I have not seen the movie, but I've heard the title.
I would suggest you watch it. It's a very good movie. Actually, it's worth watching. I wouldn't. I leave the good or bad to you, but it's worth watching. So, Dustin Hoffman was nominated for the Oscar. I don't know if he won it for his portrayal of a person with Asperger's. So he's basically someone with autism, and he's an autistic savant. Basically, he has something where he is extremely high functioning. However, he struggles at many things that would be considered normal or typical, or let's say regular, what society considers regular. So disability is both physical and mental. We have seen a lot of the physical disability, people in wheelchairs. We have seen physically disabled people doing great things. We have Paralympics, we have Special Olympics, we have unbelievable stories. We've had people going on to lead their country. For example, Roosevelt was physically handicapped. So that's a physical disability, but he went on to be president of his country. Similarly, there are so many other stories, but there is the mental disability. Sorry, nothing that gets what I would call is the invisible folks of society. So we have so many such disabilities. I know there were a few Bollywood movies that have been made on that, but I feel that it's probably just scratched the surface. So we have things like right from the childhood stage. Say we have kids suffering from autism, ADHD, or Asperger's, which is another form of autism, and then we have dyslexia. We have so many others, Down syndrome, etc. So I mean, the list can go on, but just to say that some of the struggles that these people, now I don't want to age discriminate, but let's say from children to adulthood, the struggles that they have to just to integrate, just to do the basic things that we, the regular people, take for granted is something which cannot be understood unless we were in their shoes, or let's say we have a family member or a friend or a parent or a caretaker or someone who's working that field. So just to kind of throw some light on that. So they tend to be invisible. I use the word invisible loosely because many of us have not seen them, and sometimes it's very easy to broad base it or stereotype it and say, okay, like they're just something wrong, or they just there's not they're unfortunately insensitive words get used, like they're stupid, they're not capable of comprehending, but that just betrays a general ignorance of things about what it is, what the underlying condition is. And it's basically a lack of understanding or empathy or sensitivity. And for example, just let's take the case of India. For wheelchairs, how many places actually have ramps for wheelchairs, which is where the physically disabled can actually make their way onto, let's say, a footpath from the road. So the transition, that's just one thing. So I know I'm just jumping from, like, I'm just swinging like a pendulum, but it's just the ideas in my head are just kind of having this kind of Brownian motion. So I apologize if I just tend to be veering away from one to the other. But just that I wanted to talk about was physical and mental disabilities are things that are very less understood and underappreciated, so to speak, underfelt, or um, the awareness that society needs to have across the world, not just India or any place, is something that needs to go up manifold so that one gets an insight into how they have adjusted, how they're adapted. And believe me, some of these people are incredibly intelligent. It's just that we as a society, the regulars, are incapable of comprehending that intelligence. That's my take.
Beautifully put. Vishrutji, would you want to step in and comment here? Vishrutji, you're mute.
Absolutely. Rainman, you said exactly what I just mentioned it before. Dhruv, would you agree?
Could you please go again, once again, please?
So Rainman said exactly what I tried to allude before. Would you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree with the Rain Man.
Yeah. So I said the same thing. Like, we have to use the same, amount of, the brain that people have, the or God, or I don't want to use the word God, but someone, higher power has given us to understand, and try to understand, people with differently abled powers. And so many movies have been made out of it, right? And they have made millions of it out of it, hundreds of or tens of millions out of it. But in reality, we are still not there yet, I would say, despite of so many laws, so many controls in place. That, in Western countries we have a strong controls, but still it happens. I live in Australia. I don't know, Rainman, where you live.
Yeah,
Um,
Rainman and Vishrutji, please have this conversation proceed further.
yeah.
Sorry,
So
Vishrut,
in
I
Western
joined
countries,
late, hence I may have missed some of what you said, but I'd be happy to
hold on,
hear what
hold on.
you have
My
to say.
daughter is sorry, I
Vishrut,
have to go back in 12 minutes. My family, like my daughter, is sort of screaming. I have to put her to bed.
mm-hmm.
Uh,
No,
so yeah, go on, Drew. You were gonna say something.
no, I was just telling that you can go ahead and speak, and if you have something like to put your daughter to bed, you can always join back. I will get ahead with Priyanka, sir. Once you're back, you can continue from where you
No,
stopped.
no, I won't be. No, no, I have to sleep because I have to be on site tomorrow. I have to work.
Okay,
So
please
I'll just
continue,
put my
sir.
point. I'll just put my point here, and then I'll probably just leave. So Gunjan and Priyanka, I heard you, and you're absolutely right. And as I said, and Rain Man, as you said that we have to learn from the people who are differently abled. And my take and my suggestion to the viewers of the show is we have to start spreading the positivity by saying, the English word. It says disability. You are disabled. No. I say, and I've trained my brain, and I've told Dhruv as well that I've trained my brain. I will never ever say that word. I'll say you are differently abled. So if you see someone which is out of sync, in double quotes, from the visual perspective, then a normal, again, double quotes, being, then you have to understand. I totally, as I told you, Dhruv, earlier, I at times I wish that I was like that. I could not draw a thing from my bloody hand. I have, like, I should say, luckily, unluckily, I'm kind of in dilemma at this stage. But people who have lost their sort of hands, they have drawn, a beautiful pictures, kind of a masterpiece with their legs, and vice versa. So
Absolutely.
so I totally, on this topic, I have to say, I will just do my, closing comments here, that people, if you see them, they are different, they are differently abled, and they are much smarter than you, because they have used their brains. There are two brains within our brains, in our head, the small lobe and the higher lobe, the big lobe. And Rainman, you didn't join before, but Drew and everyone else, we have to focus how we can proliferate our small brains, so that, and that's what happens when a person loses his limb or her limb, or they were born with that. The small brain is so much active, and if we really want to do certain things, like, good to society and to our own species, which we call it as the human, we have to focus more on our random access memory brain, as I call it, the the RAM brain, not the big one. The big one will store whatever, that's where all the yucky stuff comes in our in our lives. Depression, memory stores in our big brains. This has happened to me. This has happened to me, including myself. I have gone through that phase, so I understand, and I can feel you, Gunjan. And I can also feel you, Priyanka, that I have gone through certain stuff which I will not disclose it here, obviously, because it's the social media and blah blah blah. My wife knows about it. I have disclosed it with my parents as well. And when my daughter comes to that age, I will say that too. And when you disclose, it makes your heart. When they say, think from your heart, not from your brain. Think from your brain, not from your heart. They are all in sync. The heart is also controlled by your brain. If the brain says that, I want to die, your heart will stop. And I will not entertain anyone on this platform to try that, and that is why it's called meditation. When you do a meditation, your heartbeat slows down. And there is a thing to say, okay, how to defeat a death? No one can. The only two facts on this planet, as I know, and this is my personal view and my belief, is only two things: a birth of a consciousness and a death of a consciousness, which could be in any form. Had it been humans, animals, reptiles, whatever you want to call it. These two things are the only fact. Rest is a smoke screen. In between, how you think it is, that's where the brain comes in. And then rest is up to the humans. SSR case. I will go back to SSR case, Disha case, Bollywood, news media, war in Palestine and whatnot, all those things. What are all this? These are all smoke screen. And then the more you take, it goes into your small brain, but it quickly puts you back into, that memory will inject into your bigger brain to say, okay, it will stay there. And then you hate someone. Then you have to say, okay, yep, this guy is wrong. And Dhruva, I will admit, I said the same thing for you, and you did for me as well. Yes?
Nah, at times differences do come, but at the end of the day,
Exactly, exactly,
what at the end of the day,
exactly.
if you go back and analyze, we understand that the perspective was wrong. You had some wrong impression on me. Maybe I had some wrong impression on you. But in the due course of time, it did clear. And that's why we are here
Correct,
today having an.
correct. That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying, and that is why I'm here, right? That is why I'm here.
Yes.
So my small brain just said that, okay, what Dhruva said at any given point in time was wrong. I said that, and it went to my big brain to remember that. Okay, this guy has said this, and my small brain just said, I just passed on the message and I have eliminated that message. And I kept on. Then I have trained my brain as such to say, okay, well, I can't say I have trained because my brain trains me. It says, okay, go back to your small lobe and say, think, did you, whatever Dhruv said against you, really? Are you sure? And I said, nah, okay, I have to rethink now. And that's why I'm here, you
And
know.
that's why
So
I'm actually glad as well. The differences we had. See, Vishrutji, you are one warrior who has this beautiful gift of criticizing people, not taking sarcasm to them. But your criticism actually helps in that constructive growth of a person. See, whatever anyone has told about you, any platform might have blocked you or whatever it is. At the end of the day, the doors of my platform are open for you. We can
no,
come, we
no,
can discuss on beautiful topics which I'm going to take up, and you're most welcome, sir.
yeah, absolutely, and that's why I said, like, see, I like this topic. The other day I said, like, see, this is I'm kind of not interested. So this is my stuff, and again I have to go back and realize, okay, what was discussed, and so on. And same with Varun, and I have Varun and I have been in contact of in what, like 6, 7, 9 months, or maybe almost 9 months. And I was new. It was his first platform that I came live, and I also analyzed him, comparing with other sort of YouTubers. We call it in sort of normal terms, in Australia, in Delhi, in UK, in wherever, whatever. And then I made up my mind. I told my brains, like, my brain told me, rather, I would say, that, yep, this guy is genuine, right? And at that time, we had some sort of indifferences, right? Dhruva, yeah. So then I said, nah, Dhruva is bad. But then again, I went back, I came back and said, okay, yep, maybe no. He started his own channel. He's talking about a very sensible topic. Should I go back? And I did my hindsight. And now, I feel that, yep, I think I'm in the right channel, and I'm still learning as I speak, right? So I don't know what's going to happen in future, but this topic is the best topic that people needs to understand. That disability is a wrong word. We have to use a word called differently able, because it is different to a common man's or common women's ability. That's why we call it as a differently abled person, which covers both men and women, or women and men.
See, Vishwatji, I will just finish this with a beautiful comment from Dr. Abdul Kalam ji in a seminar in the IIT Madras, if I'm not wrong. Abdul Kalam ji went ahead and gave this beautiful statement. Every second of my life is a learning curve, and this learning can come from anyone, from a 4-year-old kid to a 50, 60-year-old man. So we need to keep our brain open to topics, but at the same time we need to understand the positivity and negativity around it. The
Correct.
250 grams of brain which God has given us has both the capacities to make you and to break you. It depends on you how you implement the thought process you have.
Correct. So I totally agree with you on that one. Where we have I don't know how much my brain weighs. Maybe perhaps more, maybe 270 or 280 or something. But if we put both the lobes, it might work out to be the same. At the same time, negativity, you have to absorb it, but do not consume it in your upper lobe. So
Yes,
if I
exactly.
say,
Because
Dhruv, you are a fraud, man.
mm,
So that is a negativity, right? That's the negativity that I just said, right? So people
that
around here, they have
mm,
to understand that, okay, if they believe me, it's
mm,
wrong. Well, on their part,
mm,
unfortunately. But if I say, Dhruv, you are doing a fantastic session here. It's a positivity,
mm,
right? There will be
mm.
negative people to say, "Hat sala chaplus aa gaya." That is again a negativity. That is again a negativity for that person, but that person will not show up. So That is the power of positivity. To say, if I say it on public, to say, okay, yeah, Dhruv, you are doing a fantastic job, and I really mean it. That this topic which you have raised, no one is talking about it. It's really a fantastic topic about differently able people. It's a great topic, and we should focus on that, and then along with other topics, what's happening around the globe.
Well,
So
sir, see, the one most important thing what I would like to take over here is, see, the human beings today, be it in the media, anywhere, what we do is we readily fall to the information what is given to us. We have lost this intellect of ours to do our own research. Maybe because we are so much addicted to ready-made info that instant mixes are coming into our houses, wherein at one point of time, I would not name the country, even after doing all the household chores, we had time for the family. The technology has advanced, but the time we spend for our family is going down. This is what is the current situation in the society. Back
correct. So
then, milk, no, sir, back then milk packets were not there. Back then, nothing was there. But actually, after milking the cow, after farming, after harvesting the crop, doing everything, still we had quality time for our family. Today, even if you want to drink soup, you have a ready-made instant packet. You just need to open, put hot water, and drink it. But we don't have time for our family.
but do you realize why this has happened? So if you do a hindsight, so I know what you're saying. I have done that thing on myself. Okay, my wife also has brought all those, Nor packet, or here we have some continental, whatever, a ready-made soup. Or if people are non-vegetarian, they will have a ready-made chicken biryani. Hyderabadi chicken biryani frozen in Indian store. I've seen that. Okay, so people think, okay, who cares, man? It tastes maybe like 60% of the actual biryani, but I might as well take that because it will save me like 70% of my time. But then, where are you spending your time? I've been working. I just finished my job at like around 6 o'clock, so like 2.5 hours before. So where are you spending the time? So this is something that there is a bigger agenda before, behind us, which we are not looking at it. A bigger picture, which I call it a bigger picture, and I try to avoid as much as I can. I have my phone. I have given my number to people, right? And I'm getting all the scam calls and all those things, but I don't care. To me, it is like I'm not care. I work in cyber security, so I don't care. You call me, you take my number, even you can take my account number. I don't care unless I have the authority for you for a direct debit. That this is the thing. Like people need to get educated of to say, well, don't be within the box. Like think outside of the box in a way to say, if something happens, it's okay. If you lose a family member, it's a bad thing. It's a sad thing. But do not take that emotion take over your ability to be a nice human, where other evil souls can take advantage of you. So that's all I will end up with. And Dhruva, if you want to make another session, maybe tomorrow around the similar time, especially maybe on Friday, I can talk longer because it's Friday, so I don't have to go to work on Saturday.
No,
Oh,
Visruti,
sorry.
on Friday, Rainman, just a second. Friday, I'm thinking of having a session around the kids, sir. Like how the kids enjoyed the lockdown or how the kids had their type of an emotional turmoil in the lockdown, or what was the exact things they learned out of the lockdown. So I would request you, if you feel comfortable, I would like to hear out to the version of your kid as well.
No, no, I will not. To be honest, I will be very upfront with you.
Mm,
No kids, please, because we are consumed with this social media.
mm,
Okay? So no photos, no live. I have done it like to twice on other shows. Okay,
mm.
and I have experienced something from the
Okay.
application that my daughter plays. So I would not bring, but others are feel free.
No,
But this is
because
my
nice,
yeah.
sir.
So,
Because what I say is, there will be no camera on. Anyways, I will take your angle as well and make sure that it is completely protected and secure. But
yes.
that's because there are a couple of people who like. I'll give a detailed discussion about this description about this session soon, so that people can connect. Anyways, thank you
Yes.
for your time today, Vishnuji. It was a
No
pleasure
worries,
speaking to
bro.
you.
How about you? I don't know your Twitter, but yeah, if you know my Twitter handle, so
Mm.
if you want to connect with me, then we can share our numbers, and then we
Yes,
can
yes,
talk.
definitely. My Twitter handle, I'll flash it on the screen, sir. Okay. Sonia ji, welcome on the show. I would definitely listen out to you. But Rainman, you can go ahead. And Sonia ji is here. I'm sorry, Rain. Okay. Rainman, you can go ahead. Sonia ji is also here. So now the session is going to be like wildfire because two people who actually take care of the society, think about the society as well in their busy schedule are on the screen now. The screen space is all yours, guys. Please go ahead. Okay, Sonia ji.
Yeah, hi,
Hello.
Jai Hind, and Diwali to everyone. Um, this is a very beautiful topic, Dhruva. The only thing is these fancy words, differently abled and all that, I don't understand. Because there are two reasons for that. We all lack something. Nobody is perfect, I always feel. Even a person with a perfect body lacks something that can be intellect. He may not have as sharp mind as somebody who is disabled physically. So these fancy words, yeah, they sound good, but it doesn't change the reality. We have had beautiful people, great scientists who are physically disabled, but that didn't stop them. They have been the world top scientists. There have been people who are in different fields and they have done amazing. So disability, I don't believe, is what can stop you from achieving your goals. Only one disability is there, that is mental disability, which stops you, which makes you a person who doesn't think right, not for yourself, not for society, not for country, not for world. According to me, that is disability. There was one gentleman, Mr. I think he's on screen, but I cannot see the name. Sorry, sir. Apologies for that. But he raised a very important point. That yes, Mr. Rainman, right? Uh, he raised a very important point that how well equipped are we to give the same standard of life to people who are disabled physically in countries like UK, US, and all developed countries. They have facilities, they have pavements, they have those stretchers, they have the system in the buses where they can pull the stretchers up. But what about India? We are lacking that. So these are the things which makes a person's life difficult to survive in such countries. Parents may be supportive, society may be supportive, but we don't need to, we should not be take pity on these people. We should actually create an infrastructure where these people can be consumed. उनको हम अपने जैसा treat करें. मेरे में भी आप में भी हर किसी में कुछ कमी होती है. मैं बहुत ज्यादा बोलती हूँ, शायद मेरी कमी है. मैं बहुत ज्यादा सोचती हूँ, शायद मेरी कमी है. कोई इंसान जल्दी सोचता है, कोई धीरे सोचता है. That is how God has made us. So rather than sitting and crying about it, I think we should use it for advantage, for building the life we want to build. And one thing which I have learned during this SSR movement, there are amazing women. Specifically, one woman, she goes in one, I have not met her personally. I have heard about her. She goes on Style Rug's channel. She is amazing. She goes out of her way to help people. A person who is mentally capable may have restraints for not physically able to do certain things, but that doesn't make her disabled. Disability is in the mind of people who have intent of crime towards the society. Rapists, people who are physically abusive, that is that is disability according to me.
Sorry to interject, but I have about 10 minutes. So, with your permission, Dhruva.
Please, please
Please
continue.
go ahead. Please go ahead, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, so while listening to Vishruth, I hope he was here. I would have liked to talk more detail with him, but I think he has left. So I was thinking over the terms that we have: differently abled. There is another term called people with special needs, both of which I feel are superfluous. In fact, differently able, I feel, is more of a politically correct term, whereas special needs seems to be rather patronizing. So wouldn't it be better if this came from the people with disability? Again, uh, this came from the people that are actually impacted. If it were left to them to come up with a term saying, what would you like to be known as? What would you choose to have your social identity as? I mean, I'm sure there is not going to be unanimity over that, but some inputs from them would actually be, even if it's just a token exercise of inclusivity, or rather making them feel included. I think the beginning would be from there, to kind of maybe a gesture. I know it's symbolicity is all over the place, but just having inputs from them to see if they can tell us that, please don't give us labels. Like, this is what we identify most closely with. And I think that would be one point that I wanted to make. And the other thing that I was saying was, yes,
Nee,
SSR
Rainman,
is.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interject you here. I would proudly say that I'm a shameless person to tell this. But yesterday, when you suggested this topic, I spoke to a couple of people who were actually like differently able. And the response what I got from them was as simple as this. See, according to me, you are the person who is disabled because you found something different in me. I am
I
special
agree.
because no, I am special because I don't have this organ. Yet I'm able to do all the things what I'm supposed to do. So what is disability? It is nothing but just it is in your mind. That's why I gave the punch. Disability, it is just in your mind.
Like we said, I mean, I'm not going to get technical here, but ability comes ability from ability. We have able-bodied people. What is it again? Is that again a differentiation based on age? Able-bodied, where someone who's young can do more than someone who's not so young, versus ability, maybe something that ability, it just defines something, an attribute where a person can do something or not do something. So it's just this whole duality and interplay of words that comes in, wherein disability versus ability is just, they're connected, and they're polar opposites of each other. But then again, I don't mean to digress from the topic here. So that's one thing that I think maybe this is terminology and wordplay. We can agree to disagree, but yes, probably the inputs of the people that you spoke to, yes, they definitely are far more valuable than what I would say we regular slash normal slash typical folks might be able to come up with. Maybe more sensitivity would be something that comes from them rather than us. But yes, that's just one of many things that we could talk about. And coming to SSR, one of the theories, the conspiracy theories that has been peddled about, is that he's been bipolar and he's been taking all this stuff. Now, to believe it or not, since there is so much going around, till the truth emerges, it's always going to be this thing where you have someone coming up with some story, and I don't know the truth. I mean, I barely know SSR besides just reading about him, or seeing YouTube shows, or maybe seeing a few movies, and seeing him from across the screen from some part of the world. But from what I've read and what I've been influenced, I am inclined to believe that he was a great humanitarian, someone who genuinely cared about society, and someone who was driven, but who also cared about, like, when you see his goals, he had individual goals, but he also had goals which had the greater good, which could impact other people's lives in a meaningful way. And that led me to kind of have a more regard for him than your average film star who can probably not even think beyond themselves or their egos. So that's where SSR stood out for me. But again, apologize for deviating from the topic. But yes, the so called disability or our perceived inability to understand them better is probably the gap that needs to be bridged, and more effort needs to be done in that direction. And the why, how, etc. will probably evolve over time, but definitely more needs to be done in this area slash direction. That's what I have to say.
Well put, Rainman. Beautifully put, Rainman. Now I would like to go to Priyanka ji, who's mute for a long time, and get your inputs too. Then we move on to Gunjan ji and
So,
Sonia ji. Thank.
with all due respect, Dhruv, I will drop out after 5 minutes, but I will listen to what they have to say, and then 5 minutes I'll just drop out.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Dhruva,
sir.
I would
Please.
like to take a leave, if you guys don't mind. Yeah,
Now,
I
Sonia
will
ji,
be
then.
listening to you.
No, Sonia ji, then please give your closing comments. How was the session today, and what would you like to tell the people in the society through this platform?
I would just like to tell people that treat them as human as you treat any other person. They may be much more than what you can see through your eyes. So just let them be part of the society as you are. That will be it. Yeah.
Beautifully, beautifully, indeed, very beautifully put, Sonia ji. Thank
I
you so
agree.
Thank
much
you
for
so
your
much.
time. And Kundo, and actually, I will pray to God, and let's all pray to God that this COVID pandemic gets out faster and we get back normal soon.
Thank you so very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Yes, ma'am. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Priyanka ji, please go ahead.
I totally agree what Sonia ji told earlier also and what Rainman was saying. Actually, what I feel and what I have also gone through is people have become insensitive. They are insensitive in these matters. Lot of I have seen this several times that if somebody who is differently able physically, maybe like 60-70%, somebody does not have a leg or a hand, and he is not able to pull up something or is not able to jump somewhere. They don't help, they just see, they laugh at them, but they don't help them. So this is like this gives a picture of an insensitive society. So here I want to say is who is exactly mentally paralyzed. I think people who are laughing at them, they are mentally paralyzed because it's today they need your help. Who knows that someday you will also need some help? No one knows this, right? So this mentally retarded thinking, what I should say is it's a retarded thinking which actually makes a person, it's a poison for themselves and for the society also. And such people, they teach their generations. I mean, see, kids also observe this. I myself have gone through a lot of time in my class, uh, during the sports and in the classes also. People used to make fun of me. So it's more of peer pressure also which is there. And people in society and in families also, people don't teach their children that you have to be sensitive about such issues. I'm not see I am not trying to gain sympathy or like that, because it has already made me so strong. But you have to be sensitive, because if I need help someday, you will also need some help. But generally, even like parents also, they don't teach them such things. So that education should be there. See, literacy is a different thing, but education is a different thing. We have to educate our generations to be little sensitive about several issues. I mean, not only disability or differently able issues, but there are hundred of issues which we ignore every day. So we have to make our society little sensitive on such things.
I agree to your point, Priyanka ji. I agree to your point. Rainman, would you like to go ahead and add something here? Because you are the creator of this concept, and I'm really grateful to you for this topic.
I am no creator or destructor. I mean, just an ordinary person just trying to try. I just thought about a topic that I came off. And again, I don't say it with any trace of vanity. I'm just an insignificant creation of God. So no vanity. This is not about me. And like throughout in the many interactions we had, it's about the message, not the messenger. But let's move on from there. So differently able, disabled, we've been talking about that. And it probably starts at the educational system level where, like, I think like our previous panelists, I think Priyanka ji said, um, it starts with awareness and education. Start creating that in an early age. And these people, be it kids or adults, they have this for no fault of their own. And maybe it's just that they were born with it. It's again, with no disrespect. Now, us, the regulars, don't realize how fortunate we are. I mean, we may be poor, we may be rich, but just to have everything, just have to have that perfect balance of genes and chromosomes without any mutations or even without physical disability. The things that we take for granted, that's stuff that we ought to be grateful for day in and day out. That's what I'd say. So if we feel like cribbing about anything, for example, I don't have this, I don't have that. Like there is a saying where they say that I cried that I had no shoes until I saw a man that had no feet. So just kind of a metaphor that stands for this. But again, without digressing much, and also in the interest of time, I would suggest that if anyone has not watched this movie, Rain Man, please watch it. It's probably way better than the shitty Bollywood crap that tends to be preachy. But please watch it. The first time I watched it, it was hard for me not to be moved at the ending, but brilliant film and on a concept on a very underrepresented so-called invisible section of society. So with that, I will take a leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rainman, for joining the show. And I would also look up to you for further beautiful topics which we can take up and discuss. And also, as you said, if we can find someone who actually like can put more light on this, I would definitely like to have another session around this, because this is the myth that we need to remove from the society, that nobody is disabled till he feels that he is. Till your mind tells you you are disabled, you're not. I would definitely use the word differently abled, but let's keep it simple here and let's not like the I don't know how to put it across. I'm falling short of words, but yes, differently abled, specially gifted, or what you say, specially abled children, or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, if we all put that effort to treat people the way we like to get treated, the society would be a much better place. Thank you so much, Rainman. I would go to Gunjanji now.
Thank you.
Gunjanji, please, your comments.
Yeah, I'll just try to put few points looking from the perspective of the person I have been around. First of all, I had been with autistic kids, and if there are 28 kids in a classroom and one is a special able child, that child used to be very close to me. But those 28 parents used to always tell that why is he not able to go to the washroom on his own. That child, they have all their senses in intact. The only thing is, even the doctors say the more they are around normal kids, it's just a span of that 1 second and they'll get it connected. The thing is, even in schools they should be around normal kids because they are way more normal than the normal kids. But they are always looked down upon. Second thing, if I'm talking about a physically abled person, in India, as Sonia ji and even Rainman said, we don't have any good facilities. This particular person was in Delhi. He had to commute for at least 25 kilometers, and his legs used to hurt so much that he said that I cannot climb the DTC bus. I cannot get down. By the time I reach home, my legs are in so much pain. He had these muscle, he had to do these exercises. So I'm just trying to say that ek to mentally you are so much in strain that you have to prove to the society that you are normal. You are way normal than us because there's a problem in the society. And plus the physical things that there's no proper arrangements for these people. They need less activity because their legs can they have I have seen these people cry कि गुंजन हमसे चला नहीं जाता है हम जब सीढ़ियां चढ़ते हैं you cannot go on escalators. Their legs used to hurt so much that they have to exercise. They need physiotherapy and all those things. But those kind of support system nobody even talks about. Third thing, whether it is mental or physical thing, mental things do not show. But people come up to you, oh, you look very much normal. I look normal, but I am not normal because I am not getting that acceptance from the society. Whether it is getting proper staircases, proper wheelchairs in India, you don't get those facilities. And these people, especially if I talk about people who have weak legs, they need these kind of facilities. They don't get proper medications. They are not physically, you cannot invest so much into your own things. So these kind of support these people need. And on top of that, they have to mentally also prove to the society they are normal. They are way normal than us. It is, as you said, it is we who think they are not normal. They are way I can say they are more normal than us, than we people. But it is some kind of a disability in our mind, these so-called normal people's mind, that we think they are abnormal. When I was in a relationship with this guy, these people came up to me, गुंजन तुम तो एकदम इतनी ब्यूटीफुल लड़की हो, तुम एक पोलियो पेशेंट के साथ क्यों हो? शायद एक पोलियो पेशेंट मेरे अंदर का खालीपन दूर कर पाया जो एक नॉर्मल आदमी शायद नहीं कर पाया. आई एम सॉरी, आई एम बीइंग very crude. This is why society keeps on telling us, oh, that guy is not normal. Who are you to tell me he's normal or not? I will judge he's normal for me or not. Because if a normal man hits me in the night and this man he holds me and says, Gunjan, everything will be okay, for me this man is normal. And a person who abuses me is not normal. So this normal, who has decided who is normal or not? Who is society to decide that person is normal or not? क्योंकि उसने तो decide नहीं किया ना, हम लोगों ने decide कर लिया कि यार ये normal नहीं है. मोटा is not normal. Black is not normal. Black is ugly. This is the ideologies of our society that has to change. Over and above the physical part, do we give are we giving proper facilities to these people when they have to commute for 25 to 40 kilometers? जब उनके घर वो पहुंचते इतनी उनकी टांगों में दर्द होती है. It's start from a preschool. A child who's autistic, he's told कि यार ये यहाँ पे सुसु क्यों कर देता है? Why is he hitting these children? Because he cannot emote. He doesn't know what he's doing. So I am just trying to tell you that I may not have physical disability, but I am blessed that I was around such people who made me realize that physical disability uh, makes you give gratitude to yourself, that you have something to uh, you are very blessed. Because इतना कुछ ना होके भी ये इतने खुश हैं कि हमको ये खड़ा कर देते हैं कि यार नहीं, तुम्हारे पास तो क्या कमी है. हमको रियलाइज होता है कि हमें ये सब चीजें चेंज करनी चाहिए. आई थिंक वी शुड एज अ सोसाइटी चेंज दिस ideology. And we have to change ideology what normal is. We will decide what normal is for Gunjan, what is normal for Dhruv, what is normal for Priyanka or whoever. Society will not decide कि black काला है तो भद्दा है, मोटा है. मोटा है तो वो आंटी लगती है. So these kind of things I feel that has to change. I just wanted to end it that.
No, that is what I always say.
And
Nay,
thanks
nay,
Dhruv for
Gunjan ji,
all
that
this.
is nay, ma'am. It is not thanking me because see, whatever we do at the end of the day, it is very important for the right kind of message to pass. And as I always say, if we keep our diversions aside, if we keep our distractions aside, if we keep our dominating natures aside and discuss things out, for every problem there is a solution. And India becoming a superpower is not far away. It is the
Exactly.
common man who's the boss
So true.
and not the authority or anyone who's the boss. Now, people were asking me to speak about Sushant Singh Rajput because you're here on the screen. One simple question and one theory which I want to debunk today with this topic is depression. Now, you said you have undergone depression. Priyanka ji did say she has undergone depression. Now, my question to you is the way Sushant Singh ji was portraying himself and the positive thought flow and the positive thought processes he had in his mind, can even a kindergarten kid say he was depressed?
Never. My husband was a bipolar patient, and the first day when they said that Sushant was a bipolar patient, that time rejected this theory. He can be anything. He could have anxiety issues, but he was nowhere a depression patient. A person who has been for 25 years under depression, I can judge who is a depression patient, and I can write with my blood that Sushant was the last person who could ever be under depression. Not at all.
Okay. Priyanka ji, your comments around this.
See, depression is something, like since whole of my story, like when what happened in my childhood. So depression was part of my life from my childhood. जो लोग डिप्रेशन में जाते हैं बहुत सालों तक तो उनको खुद ही पता नहीं चलता कि वो डिप्रेशन में हैं फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कि वो उनमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तो डिप्रेशन जो है वो और जो 3-4 महीने कुछ गलत हो गया और वो बोलने लग जाते हैं डिप्रेशन है डिप्रेशन है डिप्रेशन ये बहुत गलत बात है डिप्रेशन बहुत लॉन्ग टर्म में होता है और बहुत लॉन्ग टर्म में ही खत्म होता है डिप्रेशन कोई 2 या 3 काउंसलिंग में खत्म नहीं हो सकता डिप्रेशन एक ऐसी चीज है पहली बात तो ये कि आपको रियलाइज ही नहीं होगा कि आप डिप्रेशन में हो आप अपने आप को मनाते रहते हो कि आप नॉर्मल हो बट आप बिना किसी बात के रोना आ जाना दिन में 3-3 4-4 बार रोना ये फील करना कि आई वर्थ फॉर नथिंग सुसाइड के थॉट्स आना बार बार आपके चारों तरफ सब कुछ नॉर्मल चल रहा है बट आप फिर भी सुसाइडल थॉट्स आते हैं आप में यू डोंट रियलाइज योर सेल्फ वर्थ what you do want to do in your life you are not clear about it ये सब डिप्रेशन के सिम्टम्स होते हैं और इस
I think Priyanka ji's phone switched off. So, the very important point see, everyone is coming up to the topic now. Sushant never was depressed, and if anyone would say Sushant was depressed, I would not believe
yeah
that
am I
person even
audible
in my dreams. Yes, Priyanka ji, please continue.
Yeah, so I got disconnected. So these are symptoms of depression. They are sometimes they are not confident also. उनकी एनर्जी लेवल्स इतनी लो होती हैं दे ट्रस्ट रॉन्ग पीपल दे आर नॉट एबल टू टेक देयर डिसीजंस दे आर नॉट विलिंग टू डू थिंग्स तो सुशांत के केस में तो ये हो ही नहीं सकता है क्योंकि उसके जितने एनर्जी लेवल्स थे जिस लेवल पे वो जिम करता था एक डिप्रेस्ड पर्सन होता है ना एक तो वो पूरी रात सो नहीं सकता है जैसे मुझे नींद ही नहीं आती कभी मुझे नींद आती है और टाइम पे 3 या 4 बजे सुबह नींद आना शुरू होती है 10 बजे खुलती है तो पूरा डे स्केड्यूल ही पूरा एंजाइटी एमनीजिया दीज आर वेरी नॉर्मल फॉर अ डिप्रेशन पर्सन उसका जो रूटीन होता है वो एक नॉर्मल पर्सन की तरह नहीं होता वो हो भी नहीं सकता क्योंकि उसके पूरे हार्मोन्स इम्बैलेंस होते हैं सारा सिस्टम ही उसका अलग होता है बट सुशांत का ऐसा आप उस इतने एक्टिव नहीं हो सकते अगर आप डिप्रेस्ड हो तो इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल कि आप एक्टिव हो, आप इतना जिम कर लेते हो, आप इतने सोशल इवेंट्स अटेंड करते हो, आप कुछ भी करना चाहोगे ना, वो आप डिप्रेशन आपके बिहेवियर में, आपके पर्सनालिटी में कहीं ना कहीं दिख ही जाएगा। इतना नॉर्मल नहीं बिहेव कर सकता एक डिप्रेशन वाला पर्सन। अगर उसको डिप्रेशन है या बाइपोलर डिसऑर्डर है, बाइपोलर डिसऑर्डर के बारे में एक जने को देखा है मैंने, वो बहुत अलग होते हैं, आप उनको एकदम इजीली जज कर सकते हो। एंड सिंस आई हैव गॉन थ्रू डिप्रेशन, मैं बिल्कुल देख के बता सकती हूँ किसी पर्सन से 5 मिनट बात करके कि ये बंदा डिप्रेशन में है या नहीं है, क्योंकि मैं खुद निकली हूँ। इनफैक्ट अभी भी मैं कोशिश ही कर रही हूँ, बिकॉज ऑफ मेडिटेशन एंड ऑल, इट हैज हेल्प्ड मी अ लॉट। लेकिन अभी भी वो चीजें हैं। और डिप्रेशन ये चीज नहीं है आजकल जो लोग बोल देते हैं ना कि एक इवेंट लाइफ में हो गया, जॉब छूट गई, अरे यार मैं डिप्रेशन। एक नर्वसनेस हो सकती है, एक शॉर्ट टर्म एंजाइटी हो सकती है, पर आप डिप्रेशन में नहीं हो। डिप्रेशन आने में बहुत साल लगते हैं और जाने में भी बहुत साल लगते हैं।
People don't
My question,
understand the word
Gunjan ji, एक second.
depression
My
and
simple question,
anxiety.
yes, my simple question
हाँ
to
जी,
you, Priyanka ji, was: did you feel Sushant Singh Rajput was a depressed soul? You said you get 5 minutes, you
नेवर
speak to someone.
डिप्रेशन। नो 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 नो, डिप्रेशन सुशांत को हो ही नहीं सकता। इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल। नंबर वन, सी उसकी जो मेंटल कैपेसिटी जो थी ना, वो बहुत अलग थी। एंड ही वाज अ साइंस स्टूडेंट, तो वो डिप्रेशन को इन डेप्थ बहुत अच्छे से समझता था। तो वो डिप्रेशन को तो कभी आने ही नहीं देगा अपने आसपास। एक उसको एक एंजाइटी हो सकती है, वो इतने सारे प्रेशर से, ही वाज गोइंग थ्रू लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स अराउंड हिम, ही वाज ही वाज गेटिंग थ्रेटनिंग्स आल्सो। तो वो एक हो सकता है उसमें कि उसको डर लग गया हो, या एक एंजाइटी आ गई हो, या कुछ टाइम के लिए नींद ना आ रही हो। हमारे साथ भी होता है भाई कि एग्जाम की टेंशन है, पढ़ाई नहीं की, कल एग्जाम है तो नींद नहीं आ रही है, विच इज नॉर्मल थिंग। लेकिन डिप्रेशन एक बहुत अलग बात होती है। और वॉट एवर आई हैव रेड टिल नाउ, डिप्रेशन उन लोगों के साथ ज्यादा होता है जिनको दबाया जाता है, और ये जनरली चाइल्डहुड से स्टार्ट होता है। डिप्रेशन की प्रॉब्लम उनके साथ ज्यादा है जिनके साथ चाइल्डहुड ट्रॉमास ज्यादा हैं, जिन्होंने 5 साल, 4 साल, 10 साल, 15 साल, 16 साल, 17 साल, इन सब एजेस में जब आपकी पर्सनालिटी पूरी डेवलप नहीं हो पाती है, उस एज में ही आप इतने सारे ट्रॉमास झेल चुके हो। मे बी यू हैव गॉन थ्रू सेक्सुअल अब्यूज, maybe some domestic violence, maybe some mishappening happened at your home, you lost someone, आपने कोई एक्सीडेंट देख लिया, आपके घर में कोई मर्डर देख लिया, घर में कोई इंसिडेंस देख लिया, या बाहर कहीं कोई इस तरह का इंसिडेंस देख लिया, या आपके साथ में सेक्सुअल अब्यूज हो रहा है, तब आप डिप्रेशन में जाना शुरू कर देते हो। क्योंकि बच्चे की एक इतनी कैपेसिटी नहीं होती है कि वो इन सब ट्रॉमा को झेल सके। और अगर आपको तब टाइम पे काउंसलिंग नहीं मिलती है, तो देन इट कन्वर्ट्स इनटू अ डिप्रेशन। तब आप जाते हो। एक बड़ा बंदा, एक मेच्योर पर्सन इजीली डिप्रेशन में नहीं जा सकता जब तक कि कोई उसके साथ बहुत बड़ा हादसा नहीं होगा तब तक। तो सुशांत नहीं था डिप्रेशन में, पोलर डिसऑर्डर नहीं हो सकता उसको।
Exactly. Gunjan ji, your comments, please.
I just want to add what Priyanka said. A person who has lived half of her life in depression, जो ये लोग कहते हैं ना टीवी एक्टर्स कि ओ आई वॉज अंडर डिप्रेशन, मैं आज उठी तो मैं डिप्रेशन में थी, मेरे पास जॉब नहीं थी। एंजाइटी, देर इज नो पर्सन इन दिस लाइफ, स्पेशली ब्रेकअप्स डू गिव यू एंजाइटी. Sushant had this issue. I think every person has this issue with breakup. You are so close to someone and suddenly somebody is not part of your life, you will get anxiety. You cannot feel, oh good, she left me. So Sushant was not like that. So anxiety सबको होता है, but anxiety and depression को बोलना कि सेम चीज है, you have to understand depressed like a muck of you are in a room, you are just looking at the fan, you don't want to meet someone, you will get suicidal thoughts. And somebody, if they have suicidal thoughts, they will not tell you. There are very physical signs a person can give you. आप खुश नहीं रह सकते, आप कैमरा के सामने हमेशा खुश नहीं रह सकते, एंड दे कैन नॉट exercise, they cannot have the routine that Sushant had. And I am talking from my experience, because अगर नहीं मन कर रहा, अगर मुझे मरने का मन कर रहा है, मैं मर जाऊंगी, कुछ नहीं कर सकता, कोई 10 का कैमरा भी मेरे सामने आ जाए, you are so headstrong. So a person who has gone through that, who has stayed in that phase, who is still staying in that phase, can say that अनहैप्पीनेस एंड हैप्पीनेस का बिल्कुल डिफरेंशिएशन होता है. एंड यू कैन नॉट, nobody who has gone through depression, I just want to tell those people, anxiety and depression are two different things. Please don't make a joke of those people who are going through depression. Sushant was not depressed. Yes, I can say I am a depression patient, and I am overcoming it every day, and it is a daily struggle. Sushant was not depressed. And stop saying anxiety and depression को अलग करो. हर एक किसी को एंजाइटी होता है. A child who is in 10th class also get anxiety. They get panic attacks. It's okay, you take medication for panic attack, that doesn't mean you are under depression. So these stupid people who think that Sushant had anxiety, that means anxiety equal to depression. A person who has lived half their life, you don't even know what depression is. So stop saying that, oh, I am under depression, and within a span of 6 months you are okay. Depression doesn't go off like that. It needs proper healing, proper medical. What Priyanka has said, she's given a very technical point of view, and I'm very happy to read about hear about that. But yes, it requires वो एक कहीं ना एक shock होता है. Like for me, it was my grandfather, and after that sudden abuse kept on happening, and I cannot say that I'm perfectly normal. There will be some instances that makes me suddenly feel low, and suddenly I start feeling happy, and I need support of my medication. But Sushant के साथ ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. Anxiety था उसको, ठीक है, हर एक किसी को होता है, किसको नहीं है आज की डेट में anxiety. Everybody feels low at times. You cannot always feel happy, but don't say that was under depression. He was not. So this is
Exactly.
what my thing is, that anxiety and depression are two different things. Anxiety is like you've got a small kind of a wound, and you're going to put a medication on it, it's be okay. And depression is like you are in a muck, you are like in a big hole, and you don't know who to like Priyanka was saying that my father is a doctor. My father could never even judge that I have depression. Because it was not treated, because physical disability you will treat. But Gunjan looks normal, you think I am normal, but inside I'm getting panic attacks. I'm feeling restless, I want to kill myself. Without reason I am unhappy, but nobody wants to take me to a psychiatrist. Why? It is a taboo for the society. So people who go through depression, it is we don't need any sympathy from you, but please, acceptance is something that we need. And stop judging anxiety and depression with the same parameter. They are totally different things. It's like high and low. Sushant was never, yes, he may have had anxiety because of separation from some person he really loved. It is attachment. Yes, it can be a kind of a breakup wala feeling. It can be anxiety. It can never be depression. So this is my thing, that anxiety and depression should be not mixed with each other.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you so much, ma'am. Uh, and my closing, my thing to you would be that if you feel anytime you need a ear to listen to you, or if you feel anytime that you need to make your voice felt or your presence felt, you can always get in touch with me, and we will always be there to support you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful comments.
Thank you so
I would
much.
now like to, move on to Amit ji. Welcome back, Sarkar. Go ahead, sir.
ध्रुव जी, वेरी गुड आफ्टरनून, सबको नमस्कार.
बोलिए सर. The
मैं
disability, what
द
is your
टॉप
take on it?
topic is, so I think that it is disability, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So describing disability, what exactly you wanted to get it out from it?
The basic question I have for the society is, when you're seeing someone who is differently abled or specially, like specially challenged, what you call as disability, is it your eyesight that is having the disability, or is it really the person whom you need to make feel is disabled? How can you tackle this problem, and how can we stand with those people, those who are actually not disabled, but our comments and our theories around it make them disabled?
See, the basic thing is that our mindset is visible when we think in that way, because disabled people are very special child or special people, right? Because they are being gifted by God, as well as in the society. We have to also think this, like we are walking, we are eating with our hands, we are seeing through our eyes, we're hearing through our ears. It's a God gifted, right? But the disabled people might not be doing the same which we are doing. So the mindset which we are having need to change. And there are several families who are still carrying this kind of people. When hats off to them, because nowadays nobody is bothered about anything, or even the child is of that particular family. So, I mean, the topic is very good, Dhruvaji, and a fantastic, you're doing a fantastic work. And I support you from the day one till you last for long and long. And the take is this only, yaar. I don't have much words to say about this disability, because I don't like this topic at all. Because I mean, I don't care about the thing which we say, like disabled, disabled, disabled. It's the mindset which we share, the disabled. And this is the take which I have in nothing much more to speak about this, because I really don't like the word disabled.
Nahi yaar bhai, see, this is the biggest thing that happens. See, basically, what is the need of the hour is, people think disability or specially abled people, or like what Vishrut ji said, uh, differently abled people, these people are
Hmm.
what they look like. मतलब उनका फिजिकल अपीयरेंस पे बहुत लोग जज करते हैं. गुंजन जी ने जैसे बोला, मोटा है, छोटा है, नाटा है, बौना है, एक्सेट्रा. But one simple question on this platform I would like to ask everyone is, if you had something in you which people could make fun of, and if people were making fun of you, if people were bullying you, would you have taken that in the right sense? And if you cannot take that in the right sense, isn't it not your responsibility to treat the people the way you want to be treated?
Yeah, definitely. We should protest when this kind of incident happens in front of you, or if you hear something that that person has been, ragging. Jisko bolte hain. It's been ragged, like he's literally ragged, and mindset of the people are only to depress or suppress people. So I think that we should always come to a protest, and we should object if said this kind of incident happened in front of you, or if you hear from other your friends. So likewise, you can change. You can have a change in the system. Otherwise, the mindset is grown up, and the visible thing is, as I likewise I said, I am not supporting the word disability, because when we say that these people are disabled, it indicates ourselves that we are equally disabled, because we are saying the same other to the other person. So I think that, yeah, somehow, like, so many people have said about disability, and they have their different opinion, but my opinion is that the word should not be visible in the dictionary, or we should not speak about it, because they are god gifted. For my feeling, they are god gifted, right? We are
Let
able to eat with our hands, we can walk through our legs, but if that is god gifted, simultaneously those people are also god gifted, according to me.
Okay, well, in that case, I would like to relate. I would like to tell one small thing, which yesterday when I had taken this topic up, I tried speaking to people, etc., etc. I'm sorry, I will not use the word etc. Let me tell the exact incident what happened. I tried to speak to a person whom like is blind with his left eye. Okay, so that person ends up sending me an optical illusion kind of an image. And in order to judge that image, it took me like 12 to 18 minutes. So he is an optical illusion illustrator.
Okay.
समझ रहे हो अमित जी बात को?
Yeah,
ऑप्टिकल
yeah, yeah,
इल्यूजन
yeah.
का illustrator है. So where is the disability or where is the different ability? If like we actually try and understand what exactly is happening around the society. I know this is a deep topic, this is a very controversial topic, and though we
See,
have
if
boycotted.
Dhruvaji, I just to interject right here. If you go through some reality shows, especially in dance reality shows, there are many contestants who are blind, but they dance with a beat, right? I saw a show of some television channel that boy was deaf and dumb as well as blind, but he was dancing in the beat. That's why I said they are God gifted, you know. They can
No,
follow the rhythm, they can follow the, you know.
yes, and in this context, when you speak about reality shows, the only kid that comes in front of my mind, I forgot the year, it was Saregamapa Little Champs, and the name of that kid was Divakar. And the song he sang, तुमसे नाराज नहीं जिंदगी हैरान हूं मैं. Even if I listen to the, whenever I get into this stage wherein my emotions are at toss and I need something
Absolutely,
to
absolutely,
get back normal, this is the song I listen from that kid. तुमसे नाराज नहीं
absolutely,
जिंदगी हैरान हूं मैं.
absolutely, absolutely.
And yeah, no matter we have boycotted Bollywood and we will not be watching Bollywood again. One incident I would like to give the best example for this concept of disability is Aishman Khurana's movie Subh Mangal Zada Saudan. The topic he took was controversial, and when people started to make fun of him in the media and in the film as well, like with the cinematography of the film, आयुष्मान खुराना goes ahead and says, जो मुझे नॉर्मल लगता है तुम्हारे लिए एबनॉर्मल है और जो तुम्हें एबनॉर्मल लगता है मेरे लिए नॉर्मल है.
See, about Ayushmann Khurrana, see, I will again come back to the point, like, these all people are same thali ke chatte batte, right? Because nobody came forward for Sushant, right? Still now, nobody is coming forward for Sushant. So for me, Bollywood zero, whatever the star's name is, whatever they are, because after 1420, 220, 220, no Sushant, no Bollywood. कोई भी
यस
स्टार
14.
हो.
हाँ सर 14/20/220 के बाद 14/6/2020 के बाद बॉलीवुड हमारे लिए भी नहीं है. पर ये जो स्टेटमेंट ये बंदे ने दिया था, that exactly explains what is the importance of the situation. Even I will not promote Bollywood on any of my shows or whatsoever, but certain things like Sushant Singh Rajput himself, Kai Poche the movie, in that movie he taught us one thing is that if you have it in you and if you have that zeal to approach your goal, no matter even if the entire society is against you, uh, he will act, you can actually reach the goal.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's Priyanka ji, your comments please.
Yes, that's right, Dhruvaji. I have already mentioned each and everything. It's like they, I don't know, I should say they or we, because मैं तो उस कैटेगरी में हूँ ना कि मैं कोई तरह से फिजिकली डिसेबल्ड नहीं हूँ और कंप्लीटली
Priyanka ji, your voice is
हूँ,
static.
तो मैं
Your
सडनली
voice
ब्रेक
is
हुआ.
static. प्रियंका जी आपका वॉइस ब्रेक हो रहा है.
Is it audible now?
Yes, it is
Is it
much
audible
better
now?
now. Yes, it is much better now.
So Actually, see, I sometimes can't understand कि मैं we बोलूं या they बोलूं. अब physically disabled मानूं खुद को कि नहीं मानूं, क्योंकि मुझे नहीं फील होता अंदर से एक अलग एक अपने आप एक सर्वाइवल स्किल डेवलप हो जाती है. दैट्स इट. बार बार नहीं कहना चाहती मैं एक ही बात को. तो ये अब सोसाइटी को सोचना है. एंड I have seen in lot of schools also, even teachers are not that sensible. They treat such people or such students in a very different way. So imagine if a teacher is behaving with such a kid in a different manner, then what all other students are going to learn. So it always comes from parents, from teachers, and we as elders, we have to take responsibility to educate our coming generations that they have to be sensible on such topics. एक और request है, दो तीन topics उठाए, चार से बात करना
नहीं,
है.
आपका वॉइस फिर ब्रेक हो रहा है प्रियंका जी. योर वॉइस इज ब्रेकिंग अगेन.
Is it audible now?
Yes, it is audible.
Is it audible?
Yes, it is audible. Please
Yes.
go ahead.
So, या so, और मेरा एक रिक्वेस्ट भी था कि हमें आई थिंक डिप्रेशन पे भी डिस्कस करना चाहिए, क्योंकि डिप्रेशन पे बहुत सारी रॉन्ग थ्योरीज भी हैं सोसाइटी के अंदर, जो क्लियर
Will you
होना
host
बहुत
the show?
इम्पोर्टेंट है. और
Madam, will you
मी
host the show?
श्योर, इफ यू विल सपोर्ट आई विल डू दैट.
Definitely. Then tonight we are having this show. You are the host. I'll just be backstage and do the moderation work. Have it.
अभी तो आप ही करो होस्ट. शुरुआत हुई है अभी प्रोग्राम्स की.
No. See.
तो
The thing that I have designed, the another thing that I have designed this platform for is a lot of people want to give their perspective out, and a lot of people want to have that command on the show wherein they can feel they are home and they can talk their hearts out. Now, a person like Shaumel was never coming on any live, but he told me one thing is that, sure, you don't ask people to turn their cameras on and your stage is biased. I'm not trying to like boast about myself over here, but the only point that I want to make is people do want to make themselves heard. People do want to make themselves like recognize. People do want to make themselves make their presence felt. So if someone wants to take a topic, if someone has something in their mind about the topic, the person who comes with the topic is the best person who can do justice to the show. And my only motive by starting this channel is if through the means of my channel, if one person implements and tries to become a better person in himself through the means of these sessions that are happening, my channel is 100 times more successful. No matter, even if I have 29 viewers now, no matter if this 29 viewers stay for life.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll definitely do that. और डिप्रेशन एक्चुअली एक ऐसी चीज है जिस पे मैं बहुत सारे नोशंस मतलब क्लियर होने चाहिए, बिकॉज और भी बहुत सारे टॉपिक हैं बट मैं यहाँ मेंशन नहीं करूंगी. मैं आपको मैसेज करूंगी. Yes, another which is very close topic to my heart is childhood traumas. इस पे भी लोगों को बहुत सारी गलत फहमियां हैं. ये भी हमें टॉपिक लेना चाहिए. सेक्सुअल अब्यूज हो गया या जो भी है, चाइल्डहुड ट्रॉमास बहुत सारे तरह के होते हैं और उस पे बच्चे पे उसका क्या असर पड़ता है, ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. और मेरा मोटो ये है इन सब के पीछे कि अगर इसके वजह से पेरेंट्स एजुकेट हो सकते हैं और अगर किसी एक बच्चे की भी लाइफ चेंज हो सकती है, तो मैं अपने आप को ये सोचूंगी कि मैंने एक फ्यूचर जनरेशन का लाइफ सेव किया है. इट्स अप टू यू, ये मेरे सजेशंस हैं. या बट यस, फिजिकल डिसेबिलिटी मैं तो नहीं मानती कि है, होती है, क्योंकि मैंने खुद सरवाइव किया है. I just want to share uh, a story of my childhood, जहाँ पे मुझे फेस करना पड़ा था। स्कूल में बहुत बुली किया जाता था मुझे मेरे हाथ के लिए, बिकॉज जब स्पोर्ट्स की क्लास होती थी तो वी यूज टू प्ले बास्केटबॉल एंड जो दूसरी चीजें होती हैं, तो they used to make fun of me and I was always an extra player in the sports class. And then lot of my classmates, they learned we like riding scooty, I mean all two wheelers. So at that time वो पुराने जमाने में वेस्पा करके स्कूटर होता था, मेरे घर में वही था। तो उसमें जो गियर्स होते थे वो लेफ्ट हैंड में होते थे और मेरे लेफ्ट हैंड में ही डिसेबिलिटी है। और तो और मेरा जो कोचिंग क्लास था वो बहुत दूर था एंड बहुत जल्दी मुझे जाना पड़ता था। सुबह 5:30 बजे की कोचिंग क्लास होती थी एंड वो जो टीचर था उसका घर बड़ा घर से बहुत दूर था, मतलब सो आई कुड नॉट टेक साइकिल बिकॉज उसके बीच में जो रास्ता आता था वो बहुत खाली आता था। तो माई मॉम यूज टू से कि नहीं आप साइकिल से नहीं जाओगे बिकॉज दैट वे इज नॉट सेफ। देन मेरे पास कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं बचा था, तो मैंने फिर स्कूटर लर्न करना शुरू किया। आई स्टार्टेड प्रैक्टिसिंग। तो मुझे लेफ्ट हैंड में ही सारे गियर्स होते थे, मुझे बहुत दिक्कत आती थी लेकिन मैंने डिटरमिन कर लिया कि मुझे करना ही है। तो मैं सुबह 4 बजे उठती थी, स्कूटर प्रैक्टिस करती थी, उसको गियर्स को कैसे चेंज करते हैं, पूरा आधा घंटा तो मैं सिर्फ गियर्स चेंज करते रहती थी स्कूटर के। और वो मैंने 15 दिन में स्कूटर चलाना सीख लिया without help of my father. And my father used to शाउट कि भैया तुम अभी 18 के भी, तुम्हारा लाइसेंस भी नहीं बना है, कहीं टक्कर वक्कर खा के गिर गए तो प्रॉब्लम होगा। तो मैंने मेरे फादर को भी नहीं बताया था कि मैंने चुपचाप से स्कूटर सीख लिया है। हालांकि किसी को नहीं करना चाहिए 18 से पहले ड्राइविंग, लेकिन मेरी मजबूरी थी क्योंकि मुझे पढ़ाई करने के लिए जाना पड़ता था और मैं साइकिल पे नहीं जा सकती थी। तो ये सब अपने आप आ जाता है। तो मेंटली डिसेबल इज सॉरी फिजिकल डिसेबल मेरे हिसाब से डिसेबिलिटी नहीं है।
जी, your comments on this, please.
प्रियंका जी, ध्रुव जी, sorry to
हाँ जी
interrupt.
सर।
Priyanka ji, never say this word disability because it doesn't exist. क्योंकि जो कहते हैं ना वो खुद ही डिसेबल। जैसे मैंने पहले
सर
अपने
मैं तो
स्टेटमेंट दी
कहती
थी
ही
कि
नहीं हूँ, मैं तो
नहीं, मैं
कहती
कह
ही
रहा
नहीं
हूँ
हूँ। मेरे साथ तो ऐसी
डिसेबल
ऐसी सिचुएशंस हुई है ना इस डिसेबिलिटी को लेकर के, अब मुझे हंसी आती है मुझे, मतलब
नहीं
कि
नहीं, ऐसा है कि
सोच में पड़ जाती हूँ मैं।
एक्चुअली अपने सोसाइटी में अभी तक कोई बदलाव आया नहीं है, पता नहीं कब आएगा, ठीक है ना। तो मेरी जो माननी है, मेरी जो राय ये है कि डिसेबल बोल के कोई टॉपिक ही नहीं होनी चाहिए कहीं पर। एंड सी डिसेबल में क्या होता है ना, लोग कहते हैं कि भैया वो बंदा हाथ से कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, पैर से कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, कान से कुछ प्रॉब्लम है। तो मैं कहता हूँ कि ही इज गॉड गिफ्टेड, टू बी गॉड गिफ्टेड है। उसके पास ये क्षमता भगवान ने कम दी है, मेरे पास क्षमता भगवान ने ज्यादा दी है, बस यही डिफरेंस, और कुछ है नहीं। लेकिन दोनों ही हार्ड मास के इंसान है भाई। तो डिसेबल कोई नहीं होता है, दिमाग माइंडसेट डिसेबल से निकलना चाहिए। एंड आई स्ट्रांगली सपोर्ट नोबडी इज डिसेबल, एंड डिसेबल वर्ड होना ही नहीं चाहिए। हाँ ध्रुव जी,
सर ये
कैरी
भी
ऑन।
बात सच है। सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट, कैन आई से समथिंग?
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
हमारे जितने भी जिन महापुरुष पुरुष जिनको हम मानते हैं हमारे ग्रंथों में, जैसे भगवान जी हम मानते हैं, हम राम हैं, कृष्णा है, आप इनको देखो ना तो आपको खुद इनमें कोई ना कोई कमी, मतलब मैं तो कमी तो मैं मानूंगी नहीं। जो हमारे राम जी थे उनके हाथ घुटनों को टच करते थे, उनके हाथ बहुत ज्यादा लंबे थे, बहुत ज्यादा लंबे थे उनके हाथ, दोनों हाथ, इसीलिए उनको आजानु भुज भी कहते हैं। उनके हाथ घुटने से भी नीचे आते थे, इतने लंबे हाथ थे उनके। कृष्णा हमारे सांवले थे, कृष्ण भगवान सांवले थे हमारे। ठीक है, तो ये अगर आप बोलो तो डिसेबिलिटी तो हमारे कल्चर में उसकी पूजा की जाती है। ठीक है, काली जो है, काली जो रूप है वो पूरी तरह से काली होती थी। जो भैरव होते हैं, काल भैरव, वो पूरे काले होते हैं। तो ब्लैक कलर डिस, ये एक हाथ ज्यादा होना, एक हाथ कम होना, दो उंगली ज्यादा होना, इन सब की तो हमारे यहाँ, हमारे ग्रंथों में हमेशा से पूजा होती आ रही है। हमारे कितने ही आप ग्रंथों में पढ़ो ना, ये वो भगवान थे, इनकी एक आंख नहीं थी, इनका एक ऐसा था, इनका। अब गणेश जी क्या थे, आपने गणेश जी के ऊपर सर लगाया ना किसी और का, आप क्यों ये डिसेबिलिटी और ये सब चीजें यूज करते हो? क्यों ये चीजें हैं, मतलब मेरे समझ में आती नहीं है। लोग और इतना पहुंच जाते हैं, ये मैंने अभी सेशन के स्टार्टिंग में भी डिस्कस, पास्ट लाइफ तक पहुंच जाते हैं कि तुम्हारे तो कर्म ऐसे होंगे कि तुम्हें ऐसा हुआ है। सो सोसाइटी हैव टू बी लिटिल सेंसिबल।
Absolutely, Priyanka ji. I have Saumil ji on the show. Saumil ji, please go ahead with your comments. Saumil ji?
Yes, sir. सर जो अभी लाइक प्रियंका जी सेड, अकॉर्डिंग टू मी वो तो डिसेबिलिटी है ही नहीं, दैट इज द वे वी आर born, and it's about people who are actually judgmental and deciding that whether it is your disability or not disability. And just one thing that I would say that I was an employee at the airport, and from all the airports this word disability and handicap was removed, I think 2 years back or something, for the physically challenged people. In fact, even we were guided not to help them till the time they are not asking you for help, because we are not supposed to make them feel that they need somebody to do their work. तो जो physically challenged भी है, it is definitely not necessary that they need your help. बहुत हमने देखे हैं जो खुद अपना काम करते खुद ही अपना रास्ता ढूंढ लेते हैं। एंड whatever प्रियंका जी said कि कृष्णा जी सामने थे या माँ काली का रंग काला है एंड ऑल, दिस इज दिस वाज आल्सो नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ आवर सोसाइटी। ये तो बाद में रेसिज्म वगैरह सब आया तो हमने वो डिफरेंशिएट करना शुरू किया। दिस वाज नेवर अ पार्ट ऑफ आवर इंडियन कल्चर टू इवन you know say that if your complexion is a bit different, then that is a disability for you. And yes, definitely there is a Bollywood effect also, कि जहाँ जहाँ से सुन सुन के फिर हमने वो बोलना शुरू किया कि you look very odd, you look like this and like that. So this according to me is not a disability, but I think people who are judging are definitely mentally disabled. That is why maybe they are judging people like that. That's what I want to say.
दीप्ति जी, नमस्कार. Good evening.
नमस्कार नमस्कार ध्रुवा जी, कैसे हैं? थैंक यू सो मच. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट मी थैंक यू फॉर दिस वंडरफुल कॉन्सेप्ट दैट यू हैव ब्रॉट इन, वेयर यू आर इन्वॉल्विंग लॉट ऑफ कॉमन पीपल. आम आदमियों को आप इन्वॉल्व करके आपने उनको एक प्लेटफॉर्म जो दिया है, अपना जो साइड टू पुट देयर थॉट्स, देयर आइडियाज, देयर प्रॉब्लम्स इन एंड डिस्कस इट ऑन दिस प्लेटफॉर्म. इट्स रियली वेरी 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 impressive. Thank you so much.
Okay. Now, Deepti ji, before you actually like go ahead and give your inputs on the thing, Priyanka ji, I have a surprise for you. The surprise is
हाँ
coming up
जी
in the
सर.
next 5 minutes.
रियली? ओके.
Yes. This is the show that is going to happen tonight, which Priyanka ji will be hosting. So, Priyanka ji, kindly take over the stage tonight, and the platform is all yours. I'll just be backstage trying to help you moderate over the show. You'll be the host. I will not even be on the stream, and this is going to be exclusively your show.
थैंक यू सो मच ध्रुवा, बट Support of everyone is required. That's all.
No, everyone indeed will support you, Priyanka ji. Don't need to worry about it at all. We have another lady on the platform today who would be the best person to explain disability in her own words, is because let's hear it out from her own mouth. Dipti ji, please go ahead. The stage is all yours.
Yes, thank you, Dhruva. Um, I want to say one thing here that disability, we don't use that word anymore. We use differently abled, right? So, differently abled people are not someone to be sympathized with, okay? Because as compared to people with everything functioning properly, they are the strongest. They are stronger. The strength of their character is more. Because let me tell you here of my personal experience. When I was about, I think, 22 or something, I met with an accident, a road accident. I was in semi coma for almost 1.5 month in the hospital, and my left leg was broken at 4 places. And the doctor had declared that I will not be able to stand my entire life without any kind of support. Okay, so from there, of course, that was a tough journey. It took me 8 months to stand on my feet. But one thing I realized during that period is that I had made one promise to myself. If within the next 6 months I'm not able to stand up without support, I'm going to end my life, because I am not as strong as the other differently abled people who actually have the strength to face the life in despite their limitation as compared to others. Instead of wallowing in self pity, or instead of cursing the god that why am I at disadvantage or something, they go about their lives. So they have real strength of character. Even I don't have that kind of strength. So they are not someone to be sympathized with. We must salute them. And of course, we are there to support, but they don't need our support. They should be the ones who should be actually giving us strength. Uh, we should look at them as inspiration. Anyone who is differently able and going about their works normally without taking any sort of help is a hero in himself or herself, is what I feel.
Beautifully put across, Dipti ji.
And
Amit ji.
having said that, okay, but other people, the government and the authorities have to have this consideration for them, because like in shopping malls or in offices, if in order to save the expenses of something, whatever it is, you can just build a ramp instead of the stairs and all, right? Because if differently able people can go through it, then it won't be a problem for the normal people, right? So
Yes,
instead of
exactly.
instead of putting it as an add-on feature, it can be the regular feature. We can adopt to it. Because what I'm saying is this: if it is easier for a differently able person to navigate, if something, then it's definitely easier for a normal person. So why have two ways? Why not have a uniform, infrastructure or facilities for everyone?
You
That
are
is
one
quite possible.
wonderful, no, you are one wonderful, awesome soul, Deepthi ji. You come and raise certain topics like which can actually solve the issue if taken in the right sense. I'm not trying to fabricate you, or I'm not trying to, like, what do you say, keep you on the clouds. But yes, at the end of the day, every single panelist over here would agree to my statement that if you had suicide, if you would had come, if God would not have made you stand up that day, today it would be the biggest curse on him.
How Yes, I mean, but what point I wanted to make was that when I was not that strong, I was not willing to live a life with some sort of disability. So that was some sort of, so that's why I have great respect and regards for differently able people who lead their lives normally. I mean, they don't think about it unless and until we give them a feeling unnecessary sympathy, or you don't have to. They are a part of the crisis. In fact, they're the stronger. They're strong. They're the stronger between us, stronger ones, right?
Absolutely. Priyanka ji, Amit ji, both of you, I would like to have your comments on this now. What Dipti ji just said. Let's start with Amit ji.
Deepti ji is a different, a strong woman. We can. She is something different. She is, different in the sense like she is an inspiration as well. She is fighting for Sri Devi as well. She is doing so many social causes. So, I mean, this depression. I said again, this disabilities, this word is not at all in my dictionary, and I never think of that. And whatever circumstances were with Deepti ji, she has overcome it, and she is now fit and fine, and she is doing all well. And I wish her all the best for her future.
Thank you so much, Amitji. Thank you so much.
Saumal ji,
And here,
please go ahead.
yeah, and here,
Yeah, you're
Dhruv, I
welcome.
would like to add something. Because of this incident and because of me not being able to remember that accident and stay in hospital, actually, I too had slipped into depression. I mean, there was acute depression which I had to take. So the topic which you have for tonight, I may or might not be able to join that. But yes, I too never used to believe in the word depression and all. But then, of course, this is some topic which everyone should be aware of, because we don't know when in our family a close by is suffering from depression. Maybe we could reach out to them if we can recognize the, you know, symbols. We get more aware of about it. So I request everyone to, watch today's show on depression by Priyanka ji and Dhruva ji. It's a great topic. I mean, we should all discuss mental health as well. Not to fabricate murder as suicide, but to actually understand this topic.
Nahi, madam, I'm just going to stay backstage and be the moderator. I don't know ABCD of depression. So Priyanka ji took up the topic. I'll leave the stage on to her, and she's been a wonderful support for me. She can actually add more angles and more value to this show. And there is one more person here on the stream who can actually join and make the show a rocking success. It's Gunjan ji. So I leave it up to the ladies tonight. Please join, take over my platform. I'll sit backstage and do the moderation work. You can have the show.
ध्रुवा अकेला छोड़ के मत जाओ भाई. दीप्ति जी, आई रिक्वेस्ट कि आप भी ज्वाइन करो, आप भी अपना स्टोरी शेयर कीजिए डिप्रेशन का, because it's really important these days. I have seen so many parents and so many people, especially old age, जो ये बोल देते हैं, अरे डिप्रेशन विप्रेशन कुछ चीज नहीं होता है, नॉर्मल रहो, तुम खाओ पियो खेलो, बट होता है, it is there.
Yes,
So
Priyanka ji, actually होता है, क्योंकि in fact जब when I went into sudden shock due to acute depression, when I realized that actually I had met with an accident which I don't remember, and it has actually put a break to my sports career and my career as a pilot in the Indian Air Force. So that realization, when I came out of the hospital and came to my senses after about 1.5 months, so that realization, and I was not able to remember the incident. So that pushed me into the shock. And my father was like, no, my daughter is not mad. She doesn't need any psychiatrist. Okay, so there is
right,
this, yeah, there is this ignorance about actually, I mean, depression is not something that weak people go into. Uh, of course, this term has been misused by many people, but actually there
yes,
is there is a psychological disorder. We don't say it a disorder, but let's say illness like depression, which can occur due to many factors.
right, right,
Yeah.
right. And Deepti ji, the though the topic is not about depression, but ये आ गया है हमारा discussion. ये तो हम अब समझते हैं कि डिप्रेशन एक चीज होती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू माइट बी at that time 21 year old when you were going in, you were going as pilot, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, so you were mature enough to handle. लेकिन जैसे I was talking about childhood traumas, तो बच्चों के लाइफ में बचपन में ही इतना कुछ हो जाता है कि कई लोग तो बचपन से ही डिप्रेशन में होते हैं, उन्हें तो खुद पता नहीं होता कि उनको डिप्रेशन है. ये तो अब हम जैसे बड़े हुए हैं तो पता चलता है कि अच्छा मैं डिप्रेशन में हूँ यार, मुझे ऐसा क्यों फील होता है, बार बार क्यों फील होता है, ऐसा ऐसा ऐसा। तो डिप्रेशन, एक्चुअली आपने जो बोला बिल्कुल सही बोला है। बहुत लोग इस चीज का एक एडवांटेज, पीपल टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ दिस। फीलिंग एंजाइटी इज नॉट डिप्रेशन।
Exactly, exactly.
या
Feeling
फीलिंग
anxiety and
नर्वसनेस, yeah, nervousness is not depression. Like you have an exam tomorrow and you are not prepared for it, you can have an anxiety, but that is not depression.
exactly, and even after, I mean, like even if you fail in your exams, okay, I mean, it's
Yes.
a sort of setback. It's a sort of setback, but
Yeah, it's
because
that's what I told earlier also, that for depression there is a big setback you go through. आपको ऐसा लगता है उस सेटबैक के बाद में कि अब लाइफ खत्म हो चुकी है, वहां से डिप्रेशन की शुरुआत होती है
exactly, exactly. I
कि
mean,
अब मेरे
when the
लाइफ में
mind,
कुछ नहीं बचा।
yes, mind
जी जी,
becomes blank.
कंटिन्यू कीजिए।
नहीं नहीं, आप सही बोल रहे हैं,
या
डिप्रेशन एक्चुअली, या हर चीज में आई एम डिप्रेस डिप्रेस यूज करके दे हैव, ये जो एक्चुअल टर्म है डिप्रेशन, उसका जो मान्यता है, ये हैव डाइल्यूटेड इट, बट इट इज नॉट दैट। डिप्रेशन इज
यस
समथिंग सीरियस, इट्स अ सीरियस
यस
मेंटल कंडीशन। ओके, सो
यस।
ये तो हम
घर
लोग
में
टॉपिक से
मॉम
बाहर जा
बीमार
रहे हैं।
है।
हाँ, हम लोग
हाँ, यू आर
टॉपिक से
गोइंग
आज
वेरी
आज या
डिफरेंट।
या या ध्रुव जी, आप
No,
प्लीज,
no, we are not going
या
out of the topic. See, Deepti ji, the reason on the topic started on disability, and these two wonderful ladies in the stream took the depression angle of it. Now, I want your inputs on was Sushant under depression?
never, never. He was a very strong person, very very strong person, so, supremely talented, gifted in many ways. Uh, yes, we can say that he should be one of the I mean youth icons, which both morally and even if you see his career and his talents, his pursuits, his hobbies, whatever. I mean, he was a superb guy. There's no way he can be depressed. There's no way, because films were not, the movies were not his only bread and butter. It was not like these people played games with him, made him, pushed out of many projects and all. But he had other plans as well, right? It was not as if he was only dependent on the movies. Okay, so there is, again, if we have to talk about Shushant, it's out and out foul play, out and out foul play, total conspiracy, right from Ria being planted in his life to administering drugs to him, and then deliberately shooting the videos so that later it can be circulated to show that this guy was into drugs and this guy was a womanizer and all. So anyway, people are coming to know the truth. Let me not deviate into it. But yes, to answer your question, there's no way at all that Shashank Singh Rajput could ever have been into depression. If he might have in his college days something, I don't know. But I mean, the reason for his death and that point of time, there was no way he was into depression or anything.
Yes, Samuel ji, your inputs, please.
Yes, correct. As Dipti said, that a person like Sushant, who is so strong-minded, can never ever be in depression, because we have seen his in his own words that he has always said that अगर मेरा film में नहीं बना तो I have another other options to do. And a person who was always busy, like उनका science sector में भी इतना contribution था, तो a person who is in depression will never talk such big things. And yes, as Priyanka ji also rightly said, that childhood traumas वो इतने easily heal नहीं होते हैं, and that can also trigger depression in future. So I think ये topic पे हम शाम को बात कर सकते हैं. Even I can talk because I have also been through a bad phase in my life.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सोमल
Welcome,
जी।
welcome.
जी
I'm sorry, it's your show, Priyanka ji, take the call.
नो 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 सर डिप्रेशन के बारे में ये है ही एक बहुत अलग टॉपिक है वी आर एक्चुअली वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट डिसेबिलिटी वी विल टॉक इट इन ग्रेटर लेंथ एट इवनिंग क्योंकि बहुत सारे मिथ्स भी हैं डिप्रेशन पे और मैं कोई बहुत टेक्निकल पर्सन नहीं हूँ बट एक्चुअली मुझे तो बहुत टाइम तक पता ही नहीं था कि मैं डिप्रेशन में हूँ लेट मी बी वेरी क्लियर विद यू बिकॉज आई हैव गॉन थ्रू लॉट ऑफ चाइल्डहुड ट्रॉमास सो आई नेवर न्यू कि ये डिप्रेशन होता है यार मुझे बैठे बैठे रोना ऑल ऑफ सडन 4 दिन सब अच्छा चल रहा है 5वें दिन लगेगा कि देयर इज नथिंग इन दिस वर्ल्ड व्हाई आई एम अलाइव व्हाई आई एम देयर इन दिस वर्ल्ड ये है और डिप्रेशन जो अक्यूट डिप्रेशन जो होता है ना वो सालों तक रहता है वो आप क्योंकि आपको टाइम पे काउंसलिंग नहीं मिली आपको टाइम पे दवाई नहीं मिली आपको लोग ही नहीं मिले जो आपको समझेंगे आप दवाइयां ले रहे हो आप ऑल ऑफ सडन दवाइयां लेना बंद कर दोगे डिप्रेशन ये होता है आप ऑल ऑफ सडन आपको सब बढ़िया है आपने अच्छे से आप खेले खाए सब कुछ किया और पूरी रात फिर भी रो रहे हो आप ये होती है डिप्रेशन
And one more
तो
thing
इट्स अ
I want
डिफरेंट
to add
मैटर
here कि जो इतने acute depression में भी जो लोग होते हैं, not everybody commits suicide. कोई suicide नहीं करता. हम लोग एक एग्जाम्पल है इन सब चीजों का. तो ये डिप्रेशन को भी एक अलग तरीके से बनाया गया है, एक अलग इमेज उसकी बनाई गई है, स्पेशली इन बॉलीवुड की. कोई डिप्रेशन में जाके सुसाइड करता है, डिप्रेशन जरा जरा सी बात पे कोई सुसाइड नहीं करता. This is a wrong concept that is going in people and people are not understanding what actually depression is. ये लोगों ने तो सिर्फ अपने गुनाहों को छुपाने के लिए डिप्रेशन को आगे कर दिया है और कुछ भी नहीं.
Absolutely, Saumilji, 100% true. I would now like to go back to Gunjanji for your comments, please. Yeah, Vishrutji, to answer your question, the claims that Deeptiji has made around Sridevi's death and my association with her is like there are recorded instances for it, and everything was given out on the social media, and also she had approached the president of India and letters were written. So that topic in itself is now under some serious discussions that are happening, and I'm not sure if I can comment on it or not. But yes, in the night, if Deepti ji joins the stream back again, we will definitely ask her to put some light on it. But I am not sure if the topic can be taken up now. But when the time comes for the topic to be taken up, I will definitely, like, she herself will definitely come out in open about it, and we need to just wait and watch, because currently at this present situation, it's I don't have words exactly how to express it. I will get connected to you offline and maybe we can speak about it, sir. Thank you. Please go ahead, Saumil ji, Priyanka ji. Please go ahead.
Sir, I think you had
Priyanka
asked
ji.
Kundanji to speak.
I'm sorry, Gunjan ji, please go ahead, because the topic that came actually needed all my attention over there, and I actually forgot the context what I was speaking. So, Gunjan ji, please go ahead. Gunjan ji, you're not audible, Gunjan ji. Gunjan ji, Gunjan ji.
Dhruvaji, before Gunjanji is audible, I want to make my one comment on it here, that you are doing a fabulous job, Dhruvaji, within so many days, 2 to 3 days or 4 days maybe. अभी 2 घंटे के ऊपर हो गए आपकी लाइव स्ट्रीम, ठीक है. तो मैं जो देख रहा हूँ आपका फ्यूचर ये क्या है, ये फ्यूचर आपका शायद 4 घंटे हो जाएंगे. एंड आई थिंक और ऐसा ऐसे लोग ऐड होंगे and the channel will grow up. Don't worry about the numbers. इनिशियली मैं बता रहा हूँ, मैंने मैंने भी जब चैनल शुरुआत की थी, मैं नंबर्स के बारे में मतलब आई हैव नेवर केयर्ड और अभी भी केयर नहीं करता हूँ। मेरे कुछ कुछ वीडियोस तो 50 से 60 आदमी भी देखते हैं, तो चलता है मेरे लिए। एक्चुअली मेन सेटिस्फेक्शन होता है अपने आप, आपको सेटिस्फाइड है, आप वीडियो बनाते हो, बस दैट्स ऑल। सो टेक इन दैट
100%
वे,
सर। ये जो
टेक इन
नंबर्स
दैट
होते
वे,
हैं,
उससे
नहीं
कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है यार। देखो
हंड्रेड
मैं
परसेंट
बता
सर
रहा
ये।
हूँ, आप आज वीडियो बना रहे हो, शायद आज आपको कोई देखता नहीं होगा, लेकिन जब आपकी चैनल पॉपुलर होगी तो पिछले आर्काइव में वीडियो जब लोग देखेंगे ना, तो समझ में आएगा कि बंदे ने काम किया होगा अच्छा। तो यही सबसे बड़ी अचीवमेंट होती है। ये शो बिजनेस में जाके अपने को फायदा नहीं है, ठीक है। अगर आपके पास क्वालिटी है, कैपेबिलिटी है, क्रेडिबिलिटी है, तो कोई भी रेट में हो सकता है। तो माई बेस्ट विशेस टू यू, आपको और ऐसे सब्सक्राइबर बढ़ेंगे। दिस इज अ बिगनिंग, 2 3 दिन 4 दिन हुए होंगे शायद, तो बहुत समय बाकी है। विल गो एंड ऑन एंड ऑन। तो विद दैट नोट आई विल टेक यू लीव राइट नाउ, बिकॉज मेरी एक काम अभी आ गई है, तो आई विल ट्राई टू ज्वाइन ऑन नाइट, अदरवाइज आई विल व्हाट्स।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, वेरी मच वेलकम सर। थैंक यू सो मच अमित जी। गुंजन जी
Yeah,
प्लीज
yeah,
गो अहेड।
and thank you everybody in the panel. Thank you very much.
गुंजन जी प्लीज गो अहेड। गुंजन जी, प्रियंका, प्रियंका जी प्लीज गो अहेड। Saumil ji, is it the problem on my internet or is it that the people are mute?
I can hear your
Hello,
voice clearly, sir. I can hear you clearly.
Priyanka ji?
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, there is some internet issues here. So, see, what we can do is regarding disability, we can educate our society. That is what I wanted to say. It depends on person's willpower also how that person. I have seen a lot of
Hey, Priyanka ji, your voice is breaking.
अब आ रही है आवाज? Is it clear now?
Yes, it's clear now.
Is it clear?
It's perfectly clear now.
So
Please go
we
ahead.
need to educate our so disability and all.
Hey, Priyanka ji, your voice is static. Your voice is static.
Is it audible now?
It's audible now. I think you need to catch your phone at a particular angle because
Okay. Now it's clear?
it's perfect, crystal clear now.
Okay. So we need to educate society about this disability. We have to be little sensitive, and regarding depression also, like the way Somil was saying that see whether it's depression, whether it's differently able, it depends upon on person's willpower also, how he comes out of depression, how he comes out of the person comes out of the physical disabilities. He or she has to find out her own way, his own way to fight with such things. And it depends from person to person also. बहुत लोग इमोशनल होते हैं, जल्दी गिव अप कर जाते हैं, सुसाइड भी कर लेते हैं, और स्पेशली ये टीन एज में ज़्यादा होता है, और बहुत लोग उसको स्ट्रांगली फाइट करते हैं. So if I talk about disability also, if you have something, you can get creative, you make it as your strength. Don't give up. You should not, you should never give up. You have to fight to come out of that different ability. You have to find out your own strength. आपको एक चीज भगवान ने कम दी है तो आई एम श्योर एक चीज ज्यादा ही दी होगी नॉर्मल लोगों से. So that you have to find out.
Absolutely, absolutely. Gunjanji, your take, please.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear, ma'am.
Hello. Okay. So I'll add to what Somil said, that those people who say that okay, she had depression today, tomorrow she committed suicide. So it's not like that. It's like a phase. And half of the time you'll not even come to know that you are under depression. It can be because of some surgeries, there's a sudden shock. And if the treatment is not given at the right time, you will land up in more kind of, you will be attracted to people who will take advantage of the situation. So maybe I talk in the evening that because it was not treated at the right time, I started getting close to people, and people started taking advantage of my those weak situation. Even when I got married, I was I got into those kind of muck. If the treatment is done at the right time, it's like a medication. So it's those people who say that okay, she committed suicide the next day only. So it doesn't happen like that. It is kind of, it keeps on building onto you, and you, the society and especially the family, if they consider it as a taboo कि यार डिप्रेशन कुछ नहीं होता, अच्छा खाओ, अरे इसको रात को कैसे डिप्रेशन हो जाता है, पूरा दिन तो ये पूरा आराम से खाती रहती है, रात को इसको डिप्रेशन हो जाता है, कॉलिंग समबडी डम, अरे तू तो मंदबुद्धि है. So family plays a lot, apart from society, your family's acceptance is like thing. And half of the time you kind of keep on taking it back to your mind, no, I cannot have depression is not a good thing. So half of the life, if you keep on telling yourself now this is not a good thing, because the society has told you depression is not a good thing. So if you accept okay, I have some, like I had fever, I had depression, if I take medication I'll be fine. But half of the life I kept on telling myself, no, this is not a good thing. You are not supposed to be sad, you are not supposed, like they say men are not supposed to cry. Why men are not supposed to cry? Because society has conditioned them like that. And many times it keeps on building onto men that they cannot cry in front of their wives or their girlfriends, because the society has told them not to do that. So many times we don't even realize. This guy I'm talking about, he said that तुम तो मेरे सामने रो सकती हो, मैं तो तुम्हारे सामने रो भी नहीं सकता. So then we had I had a very strong relationship, and eventually it was a very bad breakup. So he said that I cannot even cry in front of you and tell you how hurt I am. So that is also a thing that we should talk about, that men should be treated normally. Their emotions are also like us. We cannot just say that आदमी है तो आदमी नहीं रो सकता. क्यों नहीं रो सकता यार? जितना आप उसको दबाओगे, that's how it's happens, and people blast. And second thing, having suicidal tendencies and committing suicide are two different things. When a person will have suicidal tendencies, they will talk about it. But when a person wants to commit suicide, they will not give you any signs. Because I remember when I wanted to kill myself, 1 year I kept on telling myself I will die, I will just die. My focus was on dying, not on living. And one day when I realized that God has maybe not wanted me to die, he's making sure that I don't die. Even if I jump from a sixth floor building, if God doesn't want me to die, I cannot go from this world without his permission. He has got me into this, and there is some purpose why I am going through all this. So when you realize that, then you kind of feel that no, there is a purpose. God is putting me into these problems. There is, and as Priyanka said, ये लोग कहते हैं अरे तुमने पिछले जन्म में बहुतों के साथ बुरा किया होगा, इसीलिए तुम्हें इस जन्म में भुगतने को मिल रहा है. तभी तुम्हें लोग आके छोड़ के चले जाते हैं. So these kind of mentalities actually, as it is, you are hurt, you are looking for acceptance, you're looking for happiness. And what does the society does? It actually makes that wound, they put a salt on that wound and makes it all the word worse. That I'm trying to remain happy, and that's what the society doesn't want me to do. So the society has to change. We don't have to change. We need acceptance from the society that you accept us. We have accepted ourselves. So this is what I wanted to bring it out, that next moment after depression is not, first stage is depression, and next moment it is not that the person is jumping from the building. It takes good amount of that hollowness to take that decision. Nobody wants to kill themselves, everybody wants to be happy, nobody wants to kill themselves. I have got 14 stitches on the back of my brain. My I When I tried to commit suicide, I was like, मैं कैसे ऐसा करूं कि जो मेरे को तकलीफ कम हो. So those people who say ना कि immediately decision ले लिया, immediate नहीं होता है. कोई भी इंसान अपने आप को मारना नहीं चाहता. Everybody wants to live, everybody wants to be nurtured, everybody wants a happy life. So nobody wants to kill themselves. So जो ये सुशांत के बारे में कहते हैं ना, I don't agree to all these stupid things. Hello.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was here. I was just trying to put the banner up on the screen for Priyanka ji. So, yes, I totally agree with your statement, Gunjan ji. Saumil ji, please go ahead.
Yeah, 100% I agree with Gunjan ji. Society and family plays a very, very important role when you're going through this phase. And from this place only you get a lot of rejection, and they will try to tell you that, depression does not exist. That is the first thing that they tell you. And then they will come and tell you, you be strong, ऐसा नहीं कर सकते, ये नहीं कर सकते, ये नहीं होता, हमारे टाइम पे तो ये सब नहीं होता था. But
Hmm.
if you actually see, these people have also been through depression. It's just that they don't know about it. They always tell you to
Yes.
give up and go ahead, but giving up and going ahead is not that easy. It is not at all easy. I have been through this
Hmm.
phase for a very, very long time. I know how much it took me to come out of it. And these are the people, as Gujan, you really said it correctly, that जख्म पे नमक छिड़कने के लिए लोग आ जाते हैं. You are already in a pain, and they will sometimes come and even taunt you. That is the worst thing.
Yeah.
Yes, please, you can go ahead.
Gunjan ji, your comments, please.
I just want to just say that there are things so piled up in all of us that the society is just trying to tell us कि अरे शादी कर लो, उसको प्यार दे दो तो ठीक हो जाएगा. मतलब उसको प्यार दे दो तो, मतलब your husband is abuser and you have an abusive relationships, उसके बाद भी मैं प्यार दूं, मेरे को प्यार देना चाहिए, मुझे कभी कुछ मिलना नहीं चाहिए in return. No, if you'll be happy, those kind of things that in the dictionary the depression word है ही नहीं. हमारी society में depression exist ही नहीं करता. So whenever I used to talk about mental health, they used to say नहीं यार, तो ऐसा कुछ होता ही नहीं है. So मतलब I am so glad that there is a platform that is at least talking about it, that this thing exists. And this was not today. There would have been generation जिसने किया होगा. वायलेंस होती है, वाइफ्स को मारा जाता है, बट द ओनली थिंग इज वाइफ्स ने ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं किया, तो फादर पहले वाइफ को मारता था, फिर वो बेटी को मारना स्टार्ट हो गया. अगर वाइफ रोक देती तो बेटी तक ये बातें आती ही नहीं. But wife रोकना नहीं चाहती. I'm just giving you an instance. So the things are there in the society. The only thing is the generation is being told, no, there's nothing kind of depression. It is okay. You get married, remain happy, give him happiness, and you will get happiness, and your depression will go away. So these are just eye washes that have been created, and those people who have stayed in that depression know what the hell it is. मतलब एक एक मिनट लगता है कि यार मैं इस सब से कैसे निकलूं, मैं कैसे खुश रहूं, मेरे को कोई आके बस खुशी दे दे. My mom used to keep like money in front of me and she used to say गुंजन जाके शॉपिंग कर, तू खुश रह. मैं I used to go to the psychiatrist. मैंने कहा मुझे खुशी ला दो, मुझे खुश रहना है. So not a normal person can understand what happiness is. You cannot buy happiness. I used to go and buy happiness. I used to tell the psychiatrist that मुझे खुश कर दो, मेरे पास पैसा है, मैं अच्छे अच्छे, I am from a good family, I have everything, but I am not happy. Isn't that person who is on the road, who has 2 times उनको 2 वक्त का खाना मिलता है, मगर वो परिवार के साथ बैठ के खुश हैं, that खुशी is something that is synonymous with depression. People will not understand कि 6 6 महीने आप कमरे के अंदर बैठे रहते हो, बिना रीजन आप रोते रहते हो, you get into some wrong things, you get into smoking, you get into wrong company. You These depression lead into lots of problems that happen during your maybe childhood or your teenage times, and getting into these wrong companies lead you into way more depression, क्योंकि आप गलत लोगों की संगत में कुछ अच्छा तो करोगे नहीं ना, बुरा ही करोगे. So this is something that is a crux. This has to be removed from the generation that is coming, who needs to we need to talk about it. We cannot shun it away कि नहीं, ये होता नहीं है, ये होता है, आप बात नहीं करते हो इसके बारे में. आपको, क्योंकि आपको ये टैबू लगता है, क्योंकि अकेले कमरों में हम लोगों ने ये जिया है, दवाइयां खा के इसको ठीक आप टेम्परेरली कर सकते हो, परमानेंटली आप इसको ठीक नहीं कर सकते. मेडिकेशन कैन हेल्प यू फॉर अ टेम्परेरी relief, but it cannot be a permanent relief. There are people who will see this kind of vulnerability in you, and any relationship you land into, that person is going to misuse it. So this depression keeps on increasing. अगर father ने किया है, अगर मेरे husband करेगा, फिर husband के साथ अगर मैं divorce करती हूँ, my friends will do it. Why? Because they know Gunjan is a vulnerable person. Let me try and take advantage of her. I don't know. This is something. Maybe I was a very weak person, that I was looking for love outside because I did not get love at home. And अगर वो love मिल जाता through right medication, शायद मेरी लाइफ की कंडीशन बहुत हद तक बेहतर होती. आज मैं शायद इतनी I would not be a very bitter person. I am a very happy person. At times I stop talking to people because I feel that those people are coming close to me. If they come too close to me, they will suddenly they'll become very emotionally attached to me, and when I become emotionally attached to them, they will leave me in a muck, and I will be just trying to forget this person didn't come into my life. So there is hollowness, and now I have become like that. मुझे कोई नहीं चाहिए अपनी लाइफ में, बिकॉज इस सोसाइटी ने मुझे ऐसा बना दिया है. शायद मेरे को सही टाइम पे अगर मेरे फैमिली एक्सेप्ट कर लेती कि यार दिस इज अ नॉर्मल थिंग, शायद मेरी लाइफ की सिचुएशन बहुत डिफरेंट होती. आई कैन नॉट चेंज माई current situation, but I would want any girl who is going through all this, she can take inspiration and realize that 14 or 15 years of your life, if you live in this phase, you will make your life a hell. So you need support of society, you need support of your family, and that's all a family can do for you. They cannot, I don't know, I'm making sense or not.
Now you're making
Hello.
total sense. Making total sense, Gunjanji. Family plays a very important role around around the shaping up of you, making you, and breaking you. There are a lot of people whom family has been the biggest reason for their drop, and at the same time, there are a lot of people whom family has been the biggest strength who stood in support with them.
Yes.
Gunjan, I completely relate to your story. Definitely, I will speak about my story also, but I think I will speak in the evening. So I
Yeah.
completely agree with what you said, and everything what you said. I actually feel that you're speaking my story from your mouth.
Thanks so much.
Okay, well,
I'm
it's
feeling so
2 hours
relieved.
49 minutes. It's 2 hours 49 minutes on the stream. We have the last 10 minutes left. Each of the guests, please give your closing comments. I start with Priyanka ji. Priyanka ji, please go ahead. Your closing comments, please.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, please. Go ahead.
Uh, Regarding disability, uh, see, I have already told this that it's society that has to be sensible. See, मेरे को ना ये इतनी बड़ी बड़ी बातें देश ये अलग साइड है, मतलब सोसाइटी में ही इतना कुछ चल रहा है ना, हम देश के बारे में बात करते हैं, हम ठीक है वो कभी कभी के लिए सही रहता है, हिंदुइज्म के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, बॉर्डर पे ये हो रहा है वो हो रहा है, ठीक है ये बातें करने वाली चीजें हैं, बट मेरे को ये जानना है कि ये जो जितने लोग बॉर्डर के बारे में बात करते हैं, जितने लोग बीजेपी के बारे में बात करते हैं, जितने लोग इजराइल के बारे में बात करते हैं, क्या उनके घर में कोई डिसेबल नहीं है? क्या उनके घर में कोई डिप्रेस्ड पर्सन नहीं है? उनमें से भी बहुत लोग ऐसे होंगे जो इस इन चीजों के बारे में इनसेंसिटिव और अनअवेयर होंगे, बहुत लोग होंगे ऐसे। और हमें एक्चुअली बहुत चीजों को ना, जो बहुत ही ज्यादा जिस चीज के बारे में हाइप बन सकता है और फेम बन सकता है ना, हम उन्हीं टॉपिक के बारे में बात करते हैं। आजकल क्या है, हिंदुइज्म और लाइक ये क्या कहते हैं, पॉलिटिक्स और ये इन सब के बारे में ज्यादा शोशा है, तो सब उसी पे बात करते हैं। ये जो डिसेबिलिटी है, अभी भी आप देख लो ना, यू विल नॉट फाइंड the way Sonia ji was saying, the way Mr. Rain, I don't know what's the complete name, वो बोल रहे थे कि सोसाइटी में आज भी हमारे पास में हैंडीकैप फिजिकली डिसेबल लोग हैं या मेंटली डिसेबल लोग हैं, उनके लिए प्रॉपर एजुकेशन सिस्टम नहीं है। We don't have support system, we don't have coaches for them, we don't have counselors for them. तो वेयर वी आर हेडिंग अप टू, वो सिर्फ दिखाने दिखाने के लिए है कि लिटरेसी 80% हो गई, जेंडर इक्वालिटी 70% हो गई, औरतें इतनी आगे बढ़ रही हैं, ये हो रहा है वो, अरे मतलब ग्राउंड लेवल पे आप देखोगे तो कुछ भी नहीं है, सब जीरो है, इट्स जीरो। सो वी हैव टू एजुकेट ईच अदर। अगर हमारी जो गवर्नमेंट है वो नहीं कर पा रही है, एंड मैं गवर्नमेंट का भी इतना ज्यादा दोष नहीं दूंगी, क्योंकि चीजें चेंज हो रही हैं, वो भी संभालेंगे तो कितना संभालेंगे, तो इन सोसाइटी वी हैव टू टेक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, एक दूसरे को एजुकेट करने की, थोड़ा सेंसिटिव बनने की हमें बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है, बहुत ज्यादा। अगर आप किसी मेंटली रिटार्डेड पर्सन को देखते हो या यू सी समबडी फिजिकली डिफरेंटली एबल, उसको कुछ चैलेंज आ रहा है, तो खड़े होकर तमाशा मत देखो, उसको जाके हेल्प करो। कोई ब्लाइंड है, वो बस में चढ़ना चाहता है, तो अपना कंफर्ट जोन से उठो और उसको जाके हेल्प करो। ये भी अगर हम चेंजेस कर लेना बेस लेवल पे, दिस इज मोर देन एनफ। क्योंकि सरकार जो जो गवर्नमेंट जो चीजें बना रही है, उनसे तो वो साल में एक बार डील करते हैं, वो रोज डे टू डे के जो लोग हैं उनसे ज्यादा डील करते हैं, उनको ज्यादा सेंसिटिव होने की जरूरत है। दैट्स व्हाट आई वांटेड टू से।
Beautifully said, Priyanka ji. Saumil ji, your closing comments, please.
Yeah, the same thing, that depression is a topic, and or disability is a topic that most of the people don't even like to talk about it, because depressed or disabled people, or if we say differently abled people, are looked down in our country, like as if they are nothing. But if you see, like now these people are getting some kind of training also, but that is not on a very high scale. Very few people I have seen that they have started working on their own and they're earning as well. Like in my own at my own place, there is a in one of the banks, I have seen one person who cannot speak, but he's working in the bank. So I think that is a great initiative If the government can start something for them, educate them and employ them as well, because finally they also have a lot of abilities. It's just that we are not seeing that. Thank you.
Gunjan ji, yeah, take please.
Yeah, I'll end it at that. थोड़ा बहुत तो positivity जो मुझे दिखती है that they have some kind of a quota that has been given, at least the polio patients that I know about. But जितना होना चाहिए इनको support, physical support, like they are not proper buses, they are not proper commute करने के लिए इनके पास कुछ नहीं है. When they have to even look for doctors, they don't they're not इतना ज़्यादा कॉस्टली होता है. सो द काइंड ऑफ सपोर्ट दे नीड, फिजिकल सपोर्ट, as in like the coaches or the way they have to commute, and this lack of empathy, I feel that government needs to do a lot more for visually impaired and people who needs the support. जितना उनको मिलना चाहिए उनको नहीं मिलता है. एंड यस, कहीं ना कहीं ओनस हम पे भी जाता है दैट व्हेन वी सी, हमको कई बार लगता है कि यार मैं अगर ये कुछ कर दूं जेस्चर, उसको ऐसा ना लगे कि मैं उसे सिंपैथी देना चाह रही हूँ. सो कई एट टाइम्स वी गेट इनटू दैट फ्रोजन जोन आल्सो, बिकॉज आई फेल्ट दैट. मैंने कहा यार आई डोंट वांट हिम टू फील दैट आई एम ट्राइंग टू गिव अ पिटी टू दैट पर्सन. तो कई बार हम भी उस जोन में चले जाते हैं बिकॉज हम वी स्टार्ट एनालाइजिंग इट टू मच. इफ वी आर टू सेंसिटिव, हमें लगता है कि यार मैं उसको जाके अगर उसका कुछ पकड़ लूं, उसका ब्रीफ केस पकड़ लूं, कुछ पकड़ लूं, या उसको बुरा तो नहीं लगेगा. बट सोसाइटी एंड जनरली द गवर्नमेंट नीड्स टू डू अ लॉट फॉर दीज पीपल. जितना वो किया जा रहा है, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा देखिए वो कोटा ऑफ 90%, अगर एक बैंक में हो गया कि 90% अगर आपका है तो आपको जॉब मिल जाएगी इन अ बैंक सेक्टर. सो दैट इज हार्डली एनीथिंग. द फिजिकल जो इनकी तकलीफें हैं, वो एज आई हैव सेड दैट आई हैव पर्सनली विटनेस्ड इट, that it is really painful. When I talk about a polio patient, उनकी limbs में बहुत problem होती है, उनको न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट की जरूरत होती है. एंड इफ दे आर नॉट वेल टू डू, उनका आधे से ज्यादा तो खर्चा इन्हीं दवाइयों में ही चला जाता है. सो लाइक आई रिमेम्बर, like it was like 10 to 15,000 he used to spend on his medicines only. He says कि घर क्या भेजूंगा, अगर सारा का सारा अपने ऊपर खर्चा कर दूंगा और अपनी फिजियोथेरेपी में करूंगा तो मैं घर तो कुछ भेज ही नहीं सकता. So he was one of the only bread earners. And that's the thing that society needs to थोड़ा बहुत हमको step up करना पड़ेगा इस सब के लिए. And government really needs to do a lot. Not even doing 10% of what they should be doing, I feel, जो बाहर abroad में हम देखते हैं. That's my ending.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I totally agree with your statement. And I would like to end the show now with all thanks and gratitude to all the three of you, the viewers who joined, Sonia ji, especially Amit Sarkar ji, the Rain Man, Priyanka ji, Gunjan ji, Saumil ji, and who else?
Thank you so
Who else?
much.
Not that's it. I think
Deepti
those
ji.
were the people. I beg your pardon.
Deepti ji, Deepti.
Obviously, she is a class apart
Yeah,
here.
Deepti.
I don't know how exactly to describe her as well, because a lot of things I got to learn from her. A lot of ways, like the way I used to interrupt people while speaking and the related incidents around it. If someone I can consider to be like my mentor to make me actually put my thought process in the right way, I give that honors on to Deepthi ji. Let's not talk about her. We should have a separate session on her maybe. Yeah, let me get back to the point. So this topic of disability or differently abled ability. Oh wow, we have the Doomda man. Freeze by, I'm sending you the link. Even a minute if you can join us on the show, it would be great from your side, sir. For your sake, I'm sending you the link because you are another person who also actually helped me get over that topic of interrupting while people were speaking. So I'm just sending you the link. Please join it. Please join, sir. Please, just for a couple of minutes at least. There you go. That's the link for the StreamYard. Please join Freeze Damji. So, going back, giving my closing statement, it was a wonderful experience for me as well to actually like learn a lot from people, and I hope this effort does become something wherein the society would be benefited with it. And yes, boss, the stage is all yours.
Hello, hi, I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are.
Call me Freeze. What is this, sir?
अरे यार भाई, इज्जत से निकल गया गलती से, माफ करो मेरे बाप.
It's very nice. This topic is, you can never complete and finish this topic, and I'm sure everyone has got their own story. There are different ones. Disability can be in so many different ways. So I'm very happy that you're taking such topics, which usually we don't see people taking up. So it's very good that you're talking of very, it could be small or big, but it could be small for somebody else, but disability could be something else for somebody else. So I'm very happy you're talking, and I've been listening. I've been listening. I've been listening to all your shows because I myself, believe me or not, from last 3 to 4 months, my day used to start with music, used to end with music, and I have just completely stopped because I think now is the time that we have to listen to others and we have to speak up. We have to really speak up on every goddamn matter, every goddamn problem that's there, uh, surrounding us, within us, with our society. So please keep bringing all the ones that you had or have on your platform, and ask them to get some more people and join. And because honestly, I see there's a new wake up, there's a new ray of hope I see among people, and we cannot let this die off. So please keep calling more and more people and let everybody speak up. Everybody should speak up. Thank you. And I will come and speak because I've been working on something. You know very well what. That's also equally important. Sushant's case is very important because what I see from Sushant is the key and the doorway to solve many other problems in terms of even shaking up our government, because this is not how things should work. I mean, what is independence? I don't see anything. It's just to a privileged class. I honestly speaking, I'm seeing different rules for different folks. You know, different strokes for different folks. It's like the rules and laws are completely different for a person who's in any ways even richer or in higher post, and a completely different yardstick for a regular uh, or even a poorer person. And this has to change. Enough is enough. बहुत हो गया अभी. And if not now, then it will be never ever, because I see again a ray of hope. When did we last have people speaking on this subject or topic? And so please continue this movement, move him in in your own personal ways, and someday or the other, I honestly see, I see all of us joining somewhere in the near future, and we all will collectively unite, and then we march forward. If you know what I'm trying to say. So all the best, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat,
Absolutely.
and please
And
continue.
Freeze Bhai, I would like to do this request to you on the live stream. I'm sorry because this is very, very important. I need your inputs on this. I am starting up a topic with the name The Sushant Diaries.
Actually, I
I've
was working
created.
on the diaries only right now.
No, no, no. I'm talking about Sushant Diaries in the sense we will not only focus on 14th of June, but we will go 2 3 years down from the time of Pavitra Rista till the time 14th June 2020. I feel a
Hmm.
lot of factors can be brought into light if we live that journey. And my
Oh yeah, yeah,
humble
yeah, yeah, yeah.
request.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, I've just met up with two new SSRian, and I am so shocked. And I just messaged them right now. And since morning, you will not believe. I mean, I'm a nobody from. I mean, like people from my music industry and my nightlife and DJ industry, they know me, but you will not believe I have completely cut off with those people because मेरा दिमाग खराब हो गया है. In I mean, most of them are very much caught up और बहुत खुश है उन लोग the way the things are going. I don't know what's happened. I call them like, dead soul people. Honestly, I call them the dead, not even the grateful, but the dead only. And
Okay.
I'm making new people. I'm meeting new people of all ages from all over the world, Indians only, and how much of love they have, especially for India, and they want to change. They want to change. We ourselves, we love our country so much that we want everything to change. We love each other as brothers and sisters. We love each other, and we want a change to happen. So what? We know each other or we don't. So I have completely cut off, and I'm meeting such new people, and the stuff they are telling me about Sushant, it's mind-boggling. So we could bring all that stuff on one platform, and or on one Google Drive or something, and then we start removing, and that will open up a lot of stuff about Sushant also. So we should
Okay.
do that. Yeah.
Priest I would like to name this show as Kairiyat Pucho, Tumhare bin Diwane ka kya hal hai? And I would like you to be the host of that show, sir.
See, it purely depends. I will not give you commitment, as we were chatting even last night, because right now, honestly speaking, मैं ये I've carried this of Sushant, of the case, and we have to expose the entire system that bossed up the scene that day. The destruction of
Yes,
evidence is way too much. So you know what? It won't be right on my part if I give a commitment for this, for that, and if I won't be able to give 100%. Abhi, right now, Baba, my thing is only and only focused on the Sushant case, and I will only focus on that. So I will
yes,
not
sir.
give commitment for anything
आपको
Sir,
else.
I
सुशांत
have
के
a
केस के
question.
लिए ही मदद पूछ रहा हूँ सर, because I
Somebody
will
else,
have to. Nah,
somebody
I am asking you Madat on Sushant's case itself because I will have to focus on these social topics. But you being a person who has done fantastic analysis around it, I would like you to be a co-host with me on the show. I'll just be backstage and doing the moderation work. You please,
Oh, I need a haircut. So we'll talk about it. Now, if I'm able to do it, I'll come, Baba. What's the thing?
done sir, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sir, one question. I have a question.
Call me
Sir,
Yeah,
I
freeze.
have,
Somil, go ahead.
yeah, just one question that was there in my mind, that we are saying that Sushant's, people who are named in Sushant's case are also named in Jia Khan's case. So, sir, do you think that if the
We
truth
don't know that.
of
We don't know that,
no,
Baba.
no,
Who's named in
no, no,
GS case? We don't know. It's only the stuff that seems to be connected. That's all we know. So we have to be very careful when we say that. लेकिन लगता
Hey,
है कुछ तो connection है. We
hey,
all agree to that.
hey, Somil ji,
just
I'll put it in a beautiful way. Freeze ji actually diplomatically answered that statement. सुशांत के
yeah.
केस को इंसाफ मिला तो बहुत सारे तालों की चाबी मिल जाएगी.
So that is what I was going to ask, that if Sushant's reality, what happened to Sushant, if that comes to the limelight and if the truth is out, then I think even the truth, or even Parveen Babi and Divya Bharti can also get justice, because they are forgotten
Everything.
completely.
एक के बाद एक फिर हम लोग सबके पीछे लगेंगे, bro. सबके पीछे लगेंगे अपन.
Yes.
Yes. Because the pattern seems to be
आधा
the same, the module seems to be the same, everything is the same pattern and module. So I think it's all interconnected, done in different era or different years, but it looks the same. Sab kuch.
Okay, Priyanka ji, your turn. Priyanka
नहीं,
ji,
मैं बस एक तो ये कहना चाहती थी, इज इट ऑडिबल?
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
please go ahead.
इज ओके। तो ये तो है ही डेफिनेटली, बट ये भी होगा अगर सारे मैटर्स डिस्क्लोज होते हैं तो एक तो ये कि बॉलीवुड की पूरी सफाई हो जाएगी एकदम डिटर्जेंट लगा के। और प्लीज जी, मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट है आपसे,
हाँ बोलो ना बाबा.
आप प्लीज, हम शाम को एक डिप्रेशन पे सेशन रखा है, अगर आप थोड़े टाइम के लिए आएंगे तो अच्छा होगा।
What time? कितने बजे?
9 बजे, 9 बजे।
हाँ आऊंगा, लेकिन मैं छोटे टाइम के लिए रहूंगा, फिर चले जाऊंगा बाबा.
हाँ हाँ हाँ।
क्योंकि
तो
ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग मेरे
दैट
को कभी लाइफ में डिप्रेशन हुआ नहीं. आई डोंट. मैंने I'll
अच्छा।
speak about that. Why I never got into that, like even they say, no, bump trip, depression. I never got entangled in that because for me, mind over body is everything.
नहीं, मुझे
Everything.
लगा अभी आपने ये बोला था कि आई हैव गॉन थ्रू, मुझे ऐसा सुनाई दिया, इसलिए मैंने कहा कि आप आइए और शेयर कीजिएगा। सो इट्स अप टू यू, आप देख लीजिए जैसे भी है।
I have
बट
not been a depression
पीपल
patient, but
एक्चुअली
I have not been a depression patient, but or a casualty, but I have known people who have been in depression, and I have I have some good observations. I can tell you that, like very kick-ass observation. The one very amazing observation in fast I can tell you is a very good friend of mine, Parsi guy here, Bombay mein. So he was going through something happened. His girlfriend, then some work related, blah blah blah, and a very intelligent, superb guy. He went into depression, and I spent almost 1 month with him. Like I lived with him because मेरा बहुत खास दोस्त, very beautiful guy. And I don't know what, something happened, and from somewhere somebody offered him a dog. You know, a dog, a boxer. Okay,
राइट
and that changed his life, Priyanka, completely. तो आप समझ गए मैं क्या बोलना चाहता हूँ? The answer.
राइट राइट सर, मैं भी आज बहुत कुछ ऐसा है जो वी विल शेयर, जो डिप्रेशन के बारे में एक बहुत रॉन्ग नोशन है, वो भी शेयर करेंगे।
Cool, cool. No problem. I'll come for some time.
श्योर।
All right. So take care, guys.
Thank.
I'll see you again probably in 3 hours.
Yes, yes, sir.
श्योर
In
श्योर
3 hours, and we will definitely talk around this topic. खैरियत पूछो, तुम्हारे बिन दीवाने का क्या हाल है? We will start it from the पवित्र रिश्ता days.
All right, cool. That's today, no, na?
No, not that today noon, because tonight there is already a show and the host herself invited you. So इसका अपन plan set करेंगे आपके schedule के हिसाब से.
ठीक है. All right, cool.
So on that note, I would like to draw the curtains on this show here today. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Jai Bharat.
Let's all stay together. Let's all be the common man who wants his voice to be heard. Because अगर हम लोग एक साथ होके हमारे डिफरेंसेस को अलग रख के डिस्कशंस में उतरेंगे ना, तो अथॉरिटी को समझ में आ जाएगा कि वो यूपीएससी है, यूपीओसी नहीं. इट्स यूनियन पब्लिक service code, it's not union public ownership code. On that note, with all due respects to everyone, I would call it curtains of the show. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. फिर मिलेंगे आज रात को. The host will be different, but the platform is the same. Please do join in good numbers and let's clear this myth around depression. Thank you, one and all. Pleasure speaking to you. Thank you for the time and the patience. Bye bye.
थैंक यू
Bye.
थैंक यू
Thank
थैंक यू।
Thank you so much.